It's time for the MMA-Holes! From the Jump Back Studios of Arizona, we're live with the MMA-Holes!
Wonderful.
How's everyone doing tonight? Hopefully you're wonderful. My name is Chris, Mystic Moss King of the Dragons, and I'll be the host for the evening. We got a fantastic show planned for you. Big event this weekend. UFC St. Louis looks like it's an absolute banger. We're going to be doing some news with the UFC. We're going to be talking about McGregor versus Sean O'Malley. They want to fight. What is going on in this world? I don't know, and we have a special guest. Ladies and gentlemen, before I get to that special guest, let's give a shout out to our sponsors, MyBookie.ag. The promo code is MMA-HOLES for a 10% match on your first deposit. Going over to MyBookie.ag and win big. Dubby, we got a link in the description down below if you want to get energized, clean energy at Dubby down below. We also have the electrolyte drinks and all that fun stuff. So check out the link in the description. And thank you to everyone that paid for the UFC event that happened in Brazil. It wasn't the greatest event in the world, but you guys use our promo link in the description, and I appreciate it. If you want to watch the UFC fights, anything UFC or anything that's on ESPN Plus, check it out. Link in the description down below. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I'm very excited about this guest. First time on the show. He is an undefeated amateur at a 5-4-0 professional MMA record. He's coming off a knockout against Don Shainis, former UFC fighter over there, at Combat FC number 6. He's fighting for the featherweight title against Gerald Muse at Combat FC number 7 on May 24th. Let's give a warm round of applause for first-time appearance on the show, MMA Hole extraordinaire, Damion Nelson. For first-time appearance on the show. Whoop, I think we got... Oh, we had the stream in the background. Damion, how you doing, bud?
I'm doing very well, man. I'm doing extremely well. How are you?
I'm doing well. Is there do you have a stream on in the background?
There's an echo. It's an overlap.
There is an echo, isn't there? You know what? How about this? Let me try this. Here we go. Let's see if this works. It's still doing it. What the hell? That's very strange. All right. You know what? Hop out of the link and then click the link again. It might be a StreamYard thing, okay?
Okay. All right.
There we go.
What the hell?
Holy cow.
All right. You know what?
Okay, remove
Hop
from stage.
out of the link and then click the link again. It might be a StreamYard thing, okay? Okay.
There we go.
All right. What the hell?
Wow. What was that? That was nuts. That was quite the intro. I tell you, StreamYard's fantastic, right? What? Should I do the whole intro again? Should I replay it? I was like, does he have the stream on in the background? I don't know what the hell's going on. But StreamYard, you know, it happens. It happens. Sometimes you have technical difficulties. Sometimes you don't. It's like a roll of the dice. So one's in the chat if you think I should do the entire intro once again. What do you think? Should I do it again? Yeah, let's go. Let's see
Here we go. How's the sound?
Okay. We are good to go now. Yeah, there it is. Okay.
There we go.
All right, let me get you up on the screen over here. All right, Damion. There we go. Yeah, this is the beauty of doing live broadcasting, you know?
You can change it on the dime.
Yeah. Dude, I've had times where, you know, the stream would shut down or my computer would freeze, and I would literally pull my hair out and smash my head against the wall.
Don't do that.
Yeah, it's not good. Anyway, so you got a big fight coming up with May 24th, Combat FC number 7. This is your second time. You're undefeated in Combat FC, right? I mean, and now you're fighting for the featherweight title. How pumped up are you?
I am extremely excited for this fight. You know, everything is going good. Camp is phenomenal. I'm excited. I'm ready to go.
Yeah, and I tell you what, I bet you are. I mean, you're getting a strap that's on the line over here. There's an unblemished fighter that you're fighting against. And I was looking through this guy's resume. I'm not too familiar with this guy, but I saw the was 6-0, and I noticed that this guy's got 2 twisters on his resume. Very, I mean, this guy, what is it? And he's got heel hooks and stuff like that. So it's like you're fighting a lobster over here. What's up with this guy?
Hey, you know what? Um, I really don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know what to say. I know what for sure though, that's not gonna happen to me.
I like it.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
none of
crazy.
that's gonna happen to me for sure.
When you
You
see
know,
an opponent like
he-
that has that type of grappling resume and twisters, which is like something you don't really see much,
yeah.
like is that what you're going to be training for completely, or is it like you have a special sauce to your game plan?
Nah, nah, that's not. You know, we're ready for wherever the fight goes. You know what I'm saying? We're ready for grappling, if wrestling, wherever the fight goes, fighting in the pocket. You know, we're ready to go anywhere with it. But now we're not focusing on getting like too much with the twisters and all those crazy stuff. I'm not trying to talk down on nobody, but like,
Yeah,
you know,
it's so
you
weird.
gotta be you gotta be like somewhere else to get hit with that move. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, I bet. And you've been around for a minute. You know, you got a bunch of fights under your belt, and you're out of law MMA still, correct?
yes. Out of law MMA.
So is Ray Longo rolling around on the ground trying to put a twister on you and stuff, or no?
Nah. The Ray is he's micromanaging. He's calling out the shots from over there. You know, have the other guys, you know, drilling. But yeah, I'm out of law. Ray's not rolling around no more.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's funny. When we were in New York, we had the pleasure of doing a podcast with Ray out of your gym, and we got to meet a bunch of the guys. Ray is like one of the nicest guys in the world, and you got all those killers at the gym. You've been at the gym for I've heard in another podcast, you said you've been there pretty much your entire career, right?
Yes, sir. I started off with him, and it's almost a decade. Yeah. We're coming up in 10 years now. That's where I started my whole fighting career, and it's a solid team. You know, if it's not broken, why fix it?
Yeah, a bunch of
You know,
champions coming out of there, people fighting like Marab Dvalishvili fighting for a championship as well. I mean,
yeah,
it's a good group of people to be around, correct?
it's a phenomenal group to be around, man. It's like we got so much current UFC fighter and past UFC fighters, and that gym then produced 3 world champions in the UFC. I mean, it gotta be something is right over there. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like they're doing something right. So, you know, I want to be the best, so I train with and amongst the best. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Law MMA, they really do a great job, fantastic job, and there's so many different personalities over there. Is there who is like the wildest personality over? Is it like Steamroller or like who's the biggest? Like when they walk in, you're like, oh, here's this guy.
Uh wild, wild. I'm not too sure on that, honestly. Everybody is pretty calm and just, you know, fun to be around, like positive for sure. Wild. Who would I give that title to?
Maybe Marab, since I mean, he's been crazy on social media. That guy with the dancing and
I mean, hey, that man got skits. Like I didn't know he had that in him.
yeah,
You know, I'm cracking up watching his videos every time. He's very entertaining. Maybe if you would consider not wild, but like Morab, probably.
yeah.
Probably he got that title.
And who is the most serious? Who would be like the one? All right, don't mess with this guy. Don't piss this one off. Is there one personality over there? It's like, okay, don't joke around with that fighter.
Okay, now when you say don't mess with him in what term? Like he's always about the
Like they
business.
don't.
He's always
They're all business. Who's business over there?
the most stern guy at our gym. Um, I would say the quiet man.
Bazookia?
Nah,
No, okay,
Bazooka. That's my people's. That's my boy. We good.
okay.
But the quiet man, he have a no bullshit attitude. Like very, very nice guy. That's my boy. But he has that. If you don't know him,
Mhm.
you'll be like, yeah, let me stay away from that one. He looked like he'll put hands on you.
I tell you, I remember when you fought at Triton Fights as well. I think I might have actually covered that event. I was looking back. I was like, holy shit, you were at 2019. You were fighting at Triton Fights over there.
Yeah.
And I remember when the Quiet Man fought. I couldn't believe it, man. That crowd went fucking nuts. He jumped on the cage. He did his little shush, and that place went berserk.
Solid guy. He's on the up and coming as well. We're running through the ranks trying to get to another level. You know, it's a good thing.
Yeah, so you're surrounding yourself with good people. You got that Jamaican blood going through your veins, and you got Aljamain Sterling over there as well. I mean, tell me the origin story. Like, you're a superhero, the origin story. I'm sure you told it a million times, but to the MMA holes, how did you get into the sport?
All right. So the story is, a friend of mine, a very good friend of mine, he's actually back home. He's the one who pretty much, it wasn't a convince, but he was the one who was like, yo, I think you should try this out. I guess you can say he believed in me before I did. His name is Kid, uh Neil Kid. Like my brother. He's older than me, but he's been a very good role model. And he was the one who was convincing me, like, yo, try it out, I think you'll be good at it. And I was in Virginia at the time. I lived in Virginia. I was in school. And one day I was just hot headed. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna move to New York. And I packed my stuff in my car. I didn't have an apartment in New York. I had a friend who came up from Jamaica like probably a year prior. And I told him, like, yo, I'm gonna come to New York. And he's like, yo, come through, come chill with me. You can chill with me. And I decided I'm gonna go stay with him for a week or two until I find somewhere. And yeah, I came to New York. At first my family didn't even know I was moving to New York. Like, I was still at home with my mom, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was like 19, 20, I think somewhere around there. Um, Moved to New York. Um, you know, a couple months later, I start looking around to get involved in the sport, and just to train to see what it's like.
Yeah.
You know, I went to Sarah's first. I went to Sarah's, and I was there for like probably four classes. And I was like, yo, when are we gonna start hitting stuff? Like, when are we gonna start the punching and the kicking? And they're like, oh, that you want to do that? Oh, you gotta get in touch with Law for that. That's we're like a co-gym. We affiliated with each other.
So
And
you stumbled into Sarah's, the jujitsu gym over there. Were you aware of jujitsu, or you were just like you had no
no,
idea?
I was just looking up fight gyms, and
That's
that
awesome.
one just caught my attention. I really don't remember anything specific that like grabbed my attention, but that's the one I went to. And so funny that where I was working at the time, I'm a barber. So the shop that I was working at, one of the my co-barbers, his brother was training at Law.
Hmm.
So when I heard that at Sarah's, it rings a bell immediately. Like, Law, I've heard about that before. Okay, I'm gonna go check them out. And then it came back to me like, oh, my coworker told me to check out Law. And then I went there, and I never left.
Wow, huh? That's so wild. That's such a wild story because a lot of people, they're kind of familiar with the sport, whereas you have a friend just tell you. So you had no like favorite fighter that you always looked up to, this and that. You were just like, fuck it, I'm just gonna go into a gym.
You know what? I would say to a certain extent, because I used to watch it.
Mhm.
I would watch it, and honestly, watching the sport, I would be like, nah, this is completely madness. Like, you're locked in the cage with with another man
Yeah.
and fighting, beating yourself half to death. I'm like, yeah, this is tough. This is brutal. I don't know why these guys would do it, but it was very entertaining at the same time. So I would keep watching it, So a favorite fighter at that time, I wouldn't say, but I maybe Anderson Silva. I used to always look out for his fights. Um, but once you get involved and you start training, um, I feel like I was addicted.
Wow.
Addicted. Start doing amateur kickboxing. I had a pretty solid run in that. Um, I also start training at a boxing gym while I'm at law. It's called Jamaica Boxing Club. They're located in Queens.
Hmm.
Um, I compete like 10 boxing bouts with them. I have a solid run in that as well. I was 6-3 as an amateur boxer. Um, I did the Metros tournament, went to the quarterfinals. So it's a nice little grouping that get me to where I'm at. I won't say I did this by myself because I didn't. I had a lot of good people, you know, giving me the proper instruction and supporting me. I'm in there in the ring by myself, yes, for sure.
Yeah.
But in the background, there's a lot of people that that most people don't see, like the coaches that I give all the respect to, because without them, you know, um, I wouldn't be nowhere near where I'm at right now in such a short time at that.
So were you a trouble guy because you said something about like you said you got recommended right from a friend. So why would they like all right, you mean to direct your
I
anger?
wouldn't I wouldn't say I was a trouble guy, but you had your fair share of situations.
Mm,
You had your fair share of scuffles coming up as a teenager. Um, and I have older siblings. I'm the youngest, and I guess it toughens you up,
yeah.
you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, when you're the run to the litter, like you kind of just scrapping your way to the top, right? So
Yeah, something like that.
any other family members get into combat, like combat sports or anything like that, or are you the only one?
I'm the only one.
How
I'm the only
funny.
one.
So now you can
I'm
kick all their asses, basically, right?
for sure, for sure.
Who's the young?
Most definitely.
Yeah. It's funny
Most
when I did
definitely.
visit Jamaica, I couldn't imagine there is something in the blood. You guys over there, like you have like crazy strength, and we played water polo with it was like the guests versus the staff, and we got our asses whooped. Like I mean, they were tossing us around like rag dolls. I was like, "What are you guys eating over there? Is it the jerk chicken? Like what's happening over there?"
Hey, it's in the air.
Yeah, it's
It's the
gotta
oxygen we're breathing.
be.
It's the water. It's the water.
Right, look
You
look
know,
at Leon Edwards, look at Jamal. I mean, Aljamain Sterling with what he did to Calvin Cater was crazy
that guy,
dominating. Like that was nuts.
he is ridiculously strong.
Yeah. So has he helped you like get train for this fight upcoming, or has he been busy running around?
He got a lot going on. He's been around, but not specifically for this fight. He's been in my corner quite a few times. He's been a tremendous help in my whole career as well. Um, but not for this fight to say.
Okay. Yeah, he
Yeah.
was on our show a couple of times. Very nice guy, and then all of a sudden he just stopped answering our messages, and I think we might have goofed a little too hard. So if you talk
Nah,
to him,
he's busy, man. He's super busy. He's got a lot going on.
I'm sure. I'm sure. Merab Dvalishvili banged one of our viewers. Did you know that?
Say that again.
That's a story for another time. But yeah, Merab.
Okay.
Yeah. No, Merab's hilarious. Anyway, so you when you step in like foot into a PFL cage, like here you are, you're a barber, you go into combat sports. The next thing you know, you find yourself in the PFL under the spotlights over there. Like that must have been fucking nuts.
It was phenomenal. In the PFL cage, ah, I wouldn't say I got it wasn't a shock, or it was surreal for
Mhm.
sure. I was like, wow, you know, like a few years ago I wouldn't dream this. Now I'm at Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
I'm fighting at Madison Square Garden. Like, you grew up hearing about Madison Square Garden. All the greats fight there. You know, Mike Tyson, everybody who was somebody fought at Madison Square Garden. And, you know, I've been blessed. God has blessed me to where I'm standing in Madison Square Garden competing, you know, in front of thousands of people, or alive for millions to see. You know, it was a phenomenal feeling. But I would say, honestly speaking, since then, I think that fight had did more for me in the sense of what the results were, then it changes my whole uh perspective of the sport and how to fight. Um I had a very I was heavy on countering. I was like more mainly a counter fighter style,
Mhm.
and heavy boxing style, you know, slip, move, touch, just try to be too finesse, I guess. I don't know. That's what I think most people would say, but it changes my outlook on how to approach my fights. And, you know, I would like to get the opportunity to fight on the PFL platform again. And I would love to get the opportunity to grace the UFC stage. Um, but this fighter here now is is a world class away from where I was in the PFL cage.
Yeah, I mean, you just beat a former UFC guy in Don Shanis. He's been around the block. He's
Yeah,
no slouch, and you knocked him out. Yeah, which is
yeah,
very
he's a
impressive. So, I mean, that's a good swing in the right direction, right? I mean, how did it feel once you got that hand raised at that fight? Did you feel like a switch flipped?
definitely, definitely. I done, I brought out a side of me that a lot of my coaches and my teammates were telling me to bring out and embody that person, like that energy,
Mhm.
you know. Um that they saw in me, I guess, before I see it in myself. And that fight also helps with just showing, like, you're where you're supposed to be, man. You're ready for this. There's no question, there's no if, ands, or but. You are good at what you do. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes you might sidetrack yourself by thinking, there's guys that's been doing this sport since they were 7, or training in some type of combat sport, wrestling, jiu-jitsu, whatever, and now they're in their 20s. They've been doing this for 20 years probably, or or even longer. And you start this at what, 20, 21? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
you
it's
got
like sometimes you'll check yourself, but you gotta be in the right mindset, and
yeah.
then just have confidence in yourself and in your team, man. And look who you're standing next to. Like, look, these are the guys that you work with, and they're not lying to you. They wouldn't gaslight you. You know what I'm saying? It's a dangerous sport. Like,
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
gaslight you and send you in there to get seriously hurt, like, that's not what they're doing. So I believe it, and it proved for itself.
It must have been wild because I was looking through your AMI record and seeing, I mean, it was a pretty quick run. Like you ran through everyone, what, five? You were undefeated as an amateur.
Yeah.
You had
Yes.
a solid kickboxing record as well. So you must have had a swag like, holy shit, I'm just a natural, right? When you started this stuff?
Yeah. But until, I think I I wasn't focusing as much on the grappling aspect of the sport. I was just like, yo, I'm good with the hands. I love boxing. I play soccer all my life, so I'm a natural kicker. And I was like, yo, I'm gonna just work with that. And I was training in jujitsu and wrestling and stuff like that, but that wasn't my thing. I wouldn't like just go out and drill those moves or those position. And I feel like my striking was exposing my grappling.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And it forced guys to want to just grapple with you. And I had to address that. I had to address that, and it's been addressed. And that whole situation is taken care of. Right now, I feel like I'm a D1 wrestler, man.
All right. Well, yeah,
I feel solid down there. I'm good all over the place.
that's a good place to be, especially with this opponent coming up. Do you ever feel like I always, from covering the regional stuff and seeing the lower level organizations as well, I noticed that there was a lot of shady shit that went on. Now, I'm not saying Combat FC is shady because actually they're very kind to us, and it seems like they got great matchups. They're on Fight Pass. This would be another event for you on Fight Pass, so that's got to be exciting. But in other promotions, I've seen it before where it's just like you got this unblemished fighter, and it's almost like, oh, they're putting them up next to this guy because they just want another notch. They want another win. Do you ever feel like that in any of the matchups, your previous matchups, maybe your future matchup?
Yes, one fight. I feel like that with the PFL fight. The guy, he fought for them quite a few times. He had a nice run with PFL, and I definitely think that that's what the deal was. They were trying to set the platform, for an easy fight, but actually, he said this. He was like, "Yo," after the fight, we spoke, and he's like, "Yo, bro, this was the hardest fight I've ever had." And I was beat up about the situation because honestly, I thought I had it.
Mhm.
I'm dead serious. I thought I had it, but he told me straight up like, "Yo, uh, this was the toughest fight I've had." Normally when I attack my opponents after like the first round, they wither away, and I was there the whole fight. It was a good fight. And I left. To me, I'm like, when I finish fight, I look at how I look. Like, yo, did I take any damage? I had no damage, and my opponents left with damage.
Yeah, I
With
was
damage.
looking at his resume. This guy's got all finishes. So the gentleman that you fought was he was from SBG. His name is
Mhm.
Nathan Kelly. I actually do remember this kid now. And yeah, like it seems like anyone that comes out of SBG, it's like, oh, that's Connor's gym. Let's promote
Yeah.
this guy, right? And he's got a
Mhm.
bunch of finishes, and it looks all fancy. But then, like, you look at the unanimous decision over here. Here's the decision. It's you, right? So
Mhm.
he clearly had his hands full when he faced you, and I feel maybe PFL was like, "Oh fuck, that did." Oh, well, you kind of spoiled their plan a little bit, no?
You know what? Honestly, um, it is what it is.
Yeah.
I can't cry over that. That's under the bridge, and everything in life, I just use it as a lesson, man. There's no loss as far as I'm concerned,
Yeah.
because it helps to mold me and to propel me to the next level, and I'm not gonna say I'm glad I didn't win, because I would be lying if I say that. I want
Sure.
to win every time. I don't want no L's, right? But most of the time, you learn more from the L than the win. You know, you go back and you study your videos instead of for looking for like the highlights that you did. You like, what could I have done better? Where did I messed up? You know, and just analyze it from a different standpoint. Um, which I think most of the time you get a better view or a better outlook of it. Um, but the victories are just as sweet, man. It's sweet, and I want that's all I want, you know.
Yeah,
But
sure.
I'm not gonna cry over the past. That's under the rug. That's water under the bridge. I'm on to the next, the bigger and better things. And on in a couple of weeks, couple of days, May 24th, I'm about to show out, man. I'm excited. I'm pumped. I'm ready. It's gonna be a blast.
Yeah, when I was looking through your resume, I was like, it's, a lot of times we look at records and we say, oh, oh, they got X amount of losses, so we just judge fighters by that. But sometimes
Mhm.
when you dive into it, you realize, wait, hold on a second. That's not accurate.
Space.
You got to watch the fights. You got to watch, perhaps maybe it was judged wrong, or this guy is just getting better and better, And in a situation like this, you got a shiny guy, 6-0. He's got all these twisters and all that fun stuff, but you train at a really solid gym and you've already won in Combat FC before. So, I mean, you
Yeah.
kind of got, off that one fight, you might have a little bit of mojo going into this.
Nah, definitely. I'm gonna this right here, this fight right here is this is a statement that's coming right now. Like, I am ready for the next level. I truly believe I am. You know what I'm saying? And this fight is gonna solidify that.
So to the chat, the fight we're talking about, it's Combat FC. It's on Fight Pass, and it's May 24th. It's going down where Damion Nelson is fighting for the featherweight title. Now, this has got to be pretty exciting, right? A belt involved in something like this. When you got the call and they said, hey, you're fighting for the belt, what was the excitement level like?
It was awesome. It was phenomenal. I was like, ew, it's about time. You know what I'm saying? Like, strap me up. I'm ready. I want this fight. I'm excited for this fight. I wanted this belt. You know what I'm saying? So, um, it's on a great platform. It's on, as you said, UFC Fight Pass. You know, and it's for the goal. Like, that is a good thing to have right now. It's gonna put me in the right direction. Um, and hopefully by the end of this year or so, or by the end of this summer, I get the call that I'm waiting on, man.
Yeah, I tell you what, the way the UFC is going these days, it seems like this is the time to try to get into the UFC, where they have the Contender Series, and the
Mm.
Contender Series, basically, they used to be very strict. Like, they were like Chris Curtis, for God's sakes. I don't understand how he never got a contract, and then years later they decide to bring him in. They were very
Mm.
strict, but now it's like if you win a decision in the Contender Series, they love getting these green guys in there. They want bodies on the roster, so they're kind of foaming at the mouth getting these young men and women to fight on the card. So do you see that? Do you target that? Say, hey, there's a path. I get a couple wins, I'm right in it.
Oh, definitely, definitely. That's the plan. That's the plan. That's what we're focusing on right now. Um, but as we speak, the fight that's in front of us, that's our next target. So we're just gonna go out there and just dominate, man.
Hell yeah. Well,
Not
listen,
expect anything else.
I tell you what, I'm excited about this now. I wasn't excited before, but now I get to talk to you. I know now you're training out of Law MMA. I had no idea. Now I'm fucking fired up. I'm a fan. You
Yeah.
got a new fan right over here, Damion.
Oh, definitely, definitely. You're gonna be amazed by the whole performance. Um, come the 24th.
So do you have any prediction of how this is, how you going to win this? You see yourself knocking him out, or submitting him, maybe throwing a twister on him?
I might hit him with a twister.
That'd be
But
amazing.
no. I'm ready to take it wherever it goes. I'm definitely ready for a 5 round fight. I've been putting in a ton of rounds. Um, I'm sparring 2 guys per session. You know what I'm saying? So I'm getting a fresh body every couple round. So I'm really putting in that work. I'm getting my cardio is in peak condition. But we going for the kill, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, as a fighter, like, you don't get paid by the hour.
Yeah.
So,
It's a
so I'm going in there. I'm going in there, and I'm planning on stopping this guy.
Now, let me ask you. It's got to be tricky. You have a family, right? And you're
Yes,
trying to chase this dream at the same time. So, are you a married man, or?
yes, I am.
Oh, okay. So, how long have you been married for?
Don't get me in trouble. I've been
I got the same
for
thing.
a few years.
Okay.
Don't say that. Don't-
And what does your wife think about this choice of profession? So if it's a few years, then you've already been in the game before you met her, right? So what does she
Yes,
think about it?
yes. She supports me. She supports me. I train every day. It's not an issue. You know, I got a son. and she's very supportive of what I do. Um, and that's a plus. So there's no issue over there at all.
Yeah. I always found it interesting, like the woman behind the fighter or the man behind the fighter if it's a female. I always find it interesting because like we've interviewed guys like Gregory Rodriguez in the UFC, and he
Mhm.
explains if it wasn't for his wife, he wouldn't be able to chase these dreams. You always like there's always this backstory. Dustin Poirier, who's fighting Islam Makhachev, like I mean, if you think about him with his wife, been through
Mhm.
the ups and downs along the ride. You need a strong woman behind you. So is she going to be
Definitely.
there in the building? Does she go to all your fights?
Crazy thing about it, it's crazy, but my wife and my mother, I I feel like to me, I feel like I can't take them to battle.
Uh-huh. Interesting.
I
You tell
know
them
they
stay in the
support me
kitchen. No,
100%,
no.
and I know they're watching, but I don't know. Funny story. One of my amateur fights, my wife was there, and I found her in the crowd within 5 seconds of walking in the ring.
Wow. So you're
And I'm like, yo, that's not good. I don't even know where she was, but I just turned and I'm like, oh. And I was like,
wow.
"Yeah, I don't think that's good. I
Huh.
feel like it I don't know. I don't want to see nobody but the opponent that I gotta see.
I
I want to
kind of
be everybody else to be zoned out.
I kind of get it because I remember when Conor McGregor made a comeback and he was nice guy Conor. He had his kids running around and his wife was next to him the whole time. And I was yelling, screaming, saying, "This has got to be incredibly distracting." And
Yeah.
I guess it makes sense, right? Like if you're going to war, the last thing you want to do is be the husband, dad. You want to be the warrior, right?
I don't want no yeah, when I'm in fight mode, I want I want to feel that fight energy. I don't want no pampering. I don't want that comfort of a wife or a mother. You know what
Huh.
I'm saying? So that's why I'm like, yo, since that, I'm like, yo, know what? Yeah, the wife and the mom can't come to battle.
Interesting. So they
Sorry.
they know the deal. So they're like, okay,
Yeah, they know the deal. I
yeah.
break it down to them. I break it down to them.
That's
And once was it the amateur? No, no. I think one other time I was fighting in New Jersey, and I decided I was gonna leave the day of the weigh-ins to go down. Um, so I would cut from home, and man, was it a bad idea.
yeah.
It
Oh,
just, it was just that cut was not it. That cut was terrible. You know what I'm saying? And then you get so, I'm not gonna say grumpy, but you're not that same husband that your wife is used to, or that father that your kids are used to. You know what I'm saying? You change.
yeah.
When you're about to get in a battle. So and she understands, but especially when you got a young kid. My son is young. I don't want to have to deal with him a certain way that I gotta apologize or explain to him about later. Like, you know what, daddy was just focusing somewhere else 2 days ago. That's why he might have probably dealt with you so harshly. Cause I feel like, yo, honestly, weight cut, it from that like it changes me personally. Like
Hmm.
that's where I'm like, okay, this is a real. I'm about to fight. I'm 2 days out, or a day out. You're cutting weight. It's the most. I feel like that's one of the most brutal part of this whole thing, man. That weight cut.
Yeah, yeah, I bet. I bet. Like if I'm hungry, if I miss a meal, I get angry.
Exactly.
So I
Exactly.
can't even imagine what you guys go through. It's nuts. And what kind of cut are you getting to get featherweight? Is it a big cut?
It takes a lot of discipline. Hey, what would you consider a big cut?
I
As a
like I said, if I miss a meal, it's a big cut for me. But I like just for instance, like I was watching Aljo cut for 300. He did a live stream, and I was creeping in
mm,
his chat watching, and I'm like watching him just struggling by the hot tub or whatever, and it's just I mean. It looks fucking brutal, man.
I'm gonna say this. I walk around um high 70s.
Wow.
Yeah.
High 70s. Oh my gosh. So when do you start cutting? When does the cut start?
The final cut is pretty much like uh when you start water loading, like 3 days before the weigh-ins.
Mm. Oh man.
Um and then the extremely last cut is like morning off the weigh-ins, you might lose, you know, 8, 10 pounds. I don't know, depending on how much you carry.
Have
But
you
on average, going into a fight, um, anywhere from 175, 178 walk around.
Wow. So what do you hydrate up to? Like when you're done with the cut, you start eating and stuff like that. Can you get right back up to that weight? Do you get
Not 78. I typically put on anywhere from 15 to 20, somewhere between that range overnight.
Yeah, it's man, it's crazy. If the UFC, any organization says, you know what, we're gonna stop with weight cutting, would you be cool with that? Would you, if like everyone's gonna fight around their natural weight,
Their weight.
right?
Yes, because everybody cuts down, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like the guys at 55, they probably walk around 190,
yeah,
85, close to 190. You know what I'm saying? So if they do that and everybody stop stepping down, then it'll be yes, it'll be a better cut. Like it'll be smoother than what
yeah.
it is.
It's got to drive you nuts though when guys miss weight though, right? Have you ever missed weight in a fight?
Miss weight?
Yeah.
Nah, I've never missed weight. I've always made weight for my fights.
How about opponent? Has an opponent ever missed weight and you had to go to a catch weight or anything like that?
No, no,
Oh, that's good. Yeah,
no.
I don't know how fighters stay calm when they find out their opponent missed weight. That sounds
That sucks.
yeah,
Especially when you put in that work and you know how you had to suffer to get to the weight, and then he missed weight. Yeah, that's like a slap in the face, man. You gotta take that out on him.
yeah. So what's the first thing you eat once you hit the scale? You make the weight. What's the first? Do you go straight to the electrolytes? You eat a big bowl of cereal. What do you do? What do you do?
Nah, yeah, the electrolytes. The first thing we do is we start like putting the fluids back. We rehydrate with I like coconut water. That's one of the first things I tend to go to. Um yeah, and Pedialyte. Um a lot we also take in a lot of sodium so we can retain the water. So you don't just drink, you know what I'm saying, 5 bottles and then you just run to the bathroom and leak it back out.
Yeah.
So I go, yeah, we rehydrate slowly. Um Pretty much before I even start eating, it might be 2 hours after the weigh-in, 2 3 hours. So you slow sips, slow slips. You know, it feels like you shrink even your stomach.
Yeah, I bet.
So just gut, and drink down half a gallon. I'm not sure what's gonna happen. I've never done it, but I don't think it would be a good feeling. You
Uh,
know,
you know,
but that's one of the hardest thing to do. Not like you feel like you want to drink the whole gallon like immediately. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, you don't want to just like pound food in your face or drink a ton of liquids and stuff like that because then you kind of you're gonna be all fucked up for the fight. Yeah,
But
have you ever had a situation? I love asking fighters this because we're human beings, right? And have you ever
Mhm.
had a situation where you're like, oh God, I gotta take a shit, like right before you fight or anything like that, or in a fight? Have you ever had that happen?
Nah, that ain't never happened to me. I had to take a piss a couple of times right before I go out. And I already take a leak probably like 15 minutes because I know all right, I'm gonna go up next. So I run into the bathroom, and then right before you walk out, you're like, "Yo, I want to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Give me 2 minutes, give me 5 minutes." Like, yeah, but never take a crap.
Yeah.
Nah.
Anytime I'm nervous, I got to take a shit, man. Like that's how I am. So I'm like, oh my God,
Nah.
what happens here? You know, I think it's even funnier boxers because they got the big gloves. Like at least you guys got your fingers out, so you could do. You know,
Yeah,
those other guys,
yeah,
they got to take off their whole fucking glove.
yeah. That's no, that never happened to me. But
Yeah.
that's I hope that never happens to me.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, me too.
that's a crazy level of nervousness, I would say.
So how do you not get that nervous? You know, like how do you where do you where do you put your mind? Do you start thinking of something else or
I mean, you are nervous, honestly. You
yeah.
know, you're going in a fist fight. Um, so you're gonna be nervous. And I feel like that keeps you sharp, honestly. Just a little bit of nerve keeps you where you're supposed to be, sharp. You know what I'm saying? I feel like if you're too relaxed, you might be, just too complacent,
Yeah.
you know, and then you'll get clipped with something that you're like, whoa, you know what I'm saying? But with that little bit of nerve, so I'm never like, yo, I'm not nervous at all going in the fight. Of course, you have some nerves, which I think is good, just a little bit, not too much. Um, but for me personally, once I go in the octagon, my nerves kind of vanish because it's like, yo, we're here. You know what I'm saying? And I, I'm here, and I'm here to work. So I don't know what happened, but once I get in there, the nerves leave.
So
Yeah,
you know this is you were born for this basically, right? I mean, you're pretty
yeah,
comfortable at this. And you've been in enough
yeah,
bouts now where it's just another day at the office, right?
definitely.
Yeah.
Just another day in the office. You know, it's
Do
an
you,
important day, but we did this thousands of time, man. Sparring, you know what I'm saying, with
and
with very good fighters.
yeah,
So
yeah, very good gym, very good fighters. So what do you do to decompress, deprogram yourself when you're outside of the fight world? Are you always plugged into this? Do you watch like the UFC or other organizations, or do you
yeah,
watch movies?
I watch the UFC. I watch PFL. I watch boxing. I like combat sports in general, but honestly, outside of fighting, I'm pretty chill, man. Honestly, like a lot of people uh I have clients that I've been cutting for years who didn't know that I fought until they probably hear a conversation like, yo, Dynamite is fighting such and such, you know what I'm saying, in the shop. And they're like, hold on, you talking about him? You know what I'm saying? And you're talking about D? And they're like, yeah, he fights. And they're like, what? When did he started? Yesterday? Like, nah, man, he's been putting in work for years. So I'm pretty chill outside of the ring, man. Pretty easygoing guy.
That's got to be kind of cool. So what do you do outside of the fighting? What do you say you do again?
I'm a barber.
That's right, you're a barber, yeah. So
Mhm.
you're at the barber shop, you're cutting people's hair, and like a lot of people don't know that you get trapped in a cage and in your underwear and beat up people for it. It's like it's kind of wild to think about.
You know what? I think most of my clients knows now. But for the most part, it's always a funny scene when they find out. They're like, "Yo, no way, no way, man, you do that?" You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, if I see you on the train, I might have checked you. Like, I would check you. I'm like, nah, I'm good, man. You ain't gonna check me. But it's that. Yeah, it's funny. It's funny every time. Every time it happens, it's funny.
Yeah. Do you have the
Um,
cauliflower going on the ears or no?
nah,
No. So
nah,
how
I
did you
don't got
avoid
the
that?
cauliflower ear. Whenever I feel it coming, like if I'm grappling a lot or doing wrestling and I feel my ear burning, I will take a couple days off
Yeah.
just to get rid of that numbness. Or that's how I've been avoiding it. Um, I have it a little bit, honestly, but it's not to the point where you can just see it from a glimpse, or with the naked eye. You got to be really scrutinizing my ears, like back and forth to see it. Like one of them is a little bit on the inside, it's kind of fill out if you look at both of them differently.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't have the complete puffed out ears. And if I get it, I mean, it's a part of the game. It comes with the territory. You know what I'm saying? If I get it, it is what it is. After my fighting career, if I can do something about it, I will. But if I get it, or what?
Yeah, it's kind of like a badge of honor, right? Like you see Steve-O. Steve-O's trying to run around and get cauliflower ear. You see that?
It's your belt.
Yeah.
I bet you what, if I get the cauliflower ear, everybody gonna know I'm an MMA fighter. Leave that guy alone.
Yeah, if I'm getting my hair cut and I see the cauliflower ear, I'm like, okay, all right.
Don't mess with that guy.
Yeah. It's so funny, man. When I was a younger man and I would go to bars and hang out and get in trouble and stuff like that, there really wasn't cauliflower ear. It was none of that. But now you know, if you go out anywhere, just stay away from that person because chances are there's going to be some trouble, right?
You see anybody with a cauliflower ear, it's like, okay, this guy may have a few screws loosened in his head.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you get into any scuffles outside of now? I mean, you do it for a living and you're a professional fighter, but do you ever find yourself in still sticky situations or no?
Nah, not since, honestly, since I've been training. Nah, I've seen like a certain, I think probably twice where probably the younger me, we would have gotten in a fight. But right now it's like, I'm not trying to downplay nobody, but I feel like, yo, if somebody try to get in any type of altercation with me outside the ring, I'm like, yo, I know I'm gonna damage this person.
Yeah.
I care not about the size, how big they are, or none of that, how tall. I know, like, yo, I have the skill set to really hurt this person, break arms, leg, like put them out cold if I need to. So that kind of gives me the level of confidence to just like laugh at you, like, yo, I'm gonna do you a favor by walk away, man. You don't even know the ass whooping you just missed.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna do you a favor because everything is on YouTube nowadays, and your kids won't respect you after this. I'm gonna do that. You can't tell your son. You won't be able to tell your son to take out the trash. He's gonna be like, yo, don't let me go get dynamite for you.
Yeah. It's got to be great walking around knowing that you could do those things to people. It's got to, be like, okay, well, it's not even worth it because I know what I can do, right?
Nah, definitely is not worth it. And people always like when they find out that you fight, it's not like they just ask you questions like, yo, so that mean you can't fight in the streets, huh? Because you're supposed to be licensed and stuff like that. And I'm like, I mean, for the most part, you ain't supposed to be fighting in the streets either. You're like, yeah, but if you fight in the street, Dynamite, you're gonna get in trouble. I'm like, it depends though. Like, don't get it twisted. If somebody attacked me, I'm gonna defend myself.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
self-defense is a thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna defend myself. They're like, yo, but your license, but nothing. I can still defend myself, my family, my property. Like I'm supposed to be a lamb to slaughter because I train.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, nah, I'll defend myself.
Yeah.
For me, I think it's like if I defend myself and then I become the aggressor, boom, I hit you, you fell, and now I'm breaking your arm, I'm stomping on your head. Now I think that's where the problem lies. But if you try to do me harm and I neutralize the threat, that might be break a leg and then back off. Or, I think I'm in the safe zone with the law. But don't get it twisted, not because I'll still get busy.
So if anyone's watching this, wants to pick a fight, waiting outside the barbershop, know that those hands are ready to fly, right?
Yeah, these hands will fly. Go.
We got a gentleman named Ninja Choke in our community. Says, welcome to the show. Thanks for coming and hanging with with Mas Damion. He says, we'll be watching your fight in the future. Watch out for the twister, bruh. So he's saying, be careful, the twister.
I definitely I'm expecting this random crazy stuff with what's his name, Muse.
This guy looks like a villain. He looks like a villain from like a Bond movie or something like that, right? This is a very interesting looking guy, right?
You know, he's a very interesting guy.
Yeah.
But the twister, I don't think he's gonna hit the twister on me, man. You know what I'm saying? Like he might try to do some unorthodox stuff, but he's gonna get bad things is gonna happen.
Isn't it frustrating when someone's rolling around on the ground like that? Don't you just want to hit him with a bat or something, right? Like
you learn how to deal with it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You learn how to deal with it. But I don't think he's gonna get none of that off on me.
Yeah.
I know for a fact none of that ain't going. Yeah.
Well, listen, I'm looking forward to your fight. It's May 24th. It's gonna be on Fight Pass, Combat FC number 7. Damion Nelson versus Jerry Muse for the featherweight title. We're very much looking forward to that. And Damion, if you have any shout outs or anything like that, feel free to shout away.
Oh, definitely, man. First of all, I want to thank you for having me on your platform. It was my honor being here. Well, it is my honor being here. I'm still here. It's fun talking to you. Shout out to the promotion, Combat FC. Thanks for the opportunity that's coming up. Shout out to my coaches, man, at Law. Steve, Ray, Eric, Johnny, Jenny. Jenny has been one of my day ones. You know what I'm saying? My boxing coaches, Coach Danny, Coach Bo, my brother from another mother back home who got me into sport, who helped get me into sport, Othniel Kid, my family, my wife, my son, and just, God for blessing me, keeping me in good shape, and just giving me all these attributes, man, that I'm gonna put on display in a couple days, in a couple weeks. I'm excited. I might not show it, but I'm pumped for this fight.
Man, it looks like you're about to go to like Disney World. Like you're so happy, man. Like it's just like you truly enjoy doing this, huh?
I do enjoy this.
Yeah,
I truly enjoy this. It's crazy, but I do enjoy this, man. As I said, you got to either love it or be a little bit crazy to do it. And I think I'm both.
Well, I love it, man. Like I said, I'm a fan now for sure, and I can't wait to watch you compete. Good luck, and we'll be rooting you on. Okay.
Oh, thank you.
All right, there he is. Damion Nelson, live on the MMA-Holes. Combat FC is where the fights are gonna be. That's right. Go check him out and go give him a follow too. Damion Nelson. Let's see. Let me give you his @ Here it is. So it's Damion Nelson. It's Damion. Damion Nelson, 1876. Go give him a follow on the IG. What'd you guys think? And by the way, thank you, Ninja Choke. Let's play this real quick. You gotta be your me. Spank away, spank away. Ariel Helwani. Yeah. Come on. Ariel Helwani. We got a lot to get to, guys. Thank you so much, Ninja
Welcome
Choke.
to the show. Thanks for coming on and hanging with Mo's Damion. We will be watching your fights in the future. Watch out for that twister, bruh. Tornado.
Thank you so much, Ninja Choke. And yeah, so his opponent, I was looking through his resume, and shout out to Combat FC. They were nice enough to swing by and say, hey, you want to have a fighter on? I said, please, someone on the main card. They said, we're going to give you someone fighting for the belts. So that's very kind of them to do that. Yeah, Damien's fought all over the place. And when I found out he was out of Law MMA, too, got me more excited to chat with him because I do like the guys at Law. But, yeah, his opponent is 6-0. A lot of times when you see these guys, the unblemished records, you're like, uh-oh, here we go. Here's another hype train. And this gentleman, I mean, look at this. This rear naked choke, heel hook, twister, knockout, twister, rear naked choke. I mean, this guy has been really beating the shit out of people. Now let me see who. Look at this guy, 4-5-0. I mean, short fuse over here. Let's see, Paul Teague, a 1-12-0. Okay, I mean, I'm just wow, this guy. I got to talk to this guy. Who's this dude? This guy looks very interesting. Wow, wow. He made his debut. He got a choke in 2019, and then it just went whoa. Holy smoke. So this is the thing, man. A lot of times, like we were saying before, sometimes when you see these undefeated records, take it with a grain of salt. So I got my money on Damion. Okay. So that's on Fight Pass. Let's see, May 24th. What date is that fall on? I don't have my phone. Here it is. Let's see, May 24th, right around the corner. It's the 8th today. It's my brother's birthday. Happy birthday to my brother. Oh shit. That's on a Friday. It's on a Friday. Okay. We might have to hang out for that. May 24th. Combat FC. All right. I do want to talk about what's on the thumbnail here. Other things that are on the thumbnail. Hey, look at this. Big, huge, super fight. Conor McGregor versus Sean O'Malley. Right. Conor McGregor versus Sean O'Malley. Sean O'Malley accepted. He says he's in. Sean O'Malley's in. He says he would fight Conor, but it would have to be at 155 pounds. So I ask you in the chat, I mean, the guy that is the champion at bantamweight 135. Now, you could say, well, hey, Conor, you're going to fight at 170, but you're going to fight Sean O'Malley? Like, why would that even happen? Does that even make sense? Well, Sean's taller than Conor, right? He's taller. But yeah, he says he's willing to throw down with Conor. Now, listen, let me just say this. I mean, this is very far away, right? This is nowhere close to even being thought about or really talked about in a serious way. But I would say this. If Sean O'Malley keeps winning and somehow Conor wins and Sean O'Malley bulks up a little bit, I wouldn't mind it down the road. Like a pushing 40 Conor McGregor against a guy that was idolizing Conor on the rise in Sean O'Malley. I wouldn't hate it, but not anytime soon. I would like to see a 40-year-old Conor versus I don't know how Sean's like in his 30s. I don't know, like a 35-year-old O'Malley or something like that. But boy, would I watch it? Yeah. I mean, two guys, they're not going to hit the ground. These guys are going to fucking start smacking the shit out of each other. I mean, I would actually watch that fight. I would be very interested. And let me just say this. I was watching because the UFC released the O'Malley versus Aljamain Sterling fight again, and they were showing that Tim Welsh was pretending that he was in Aljo's corner. It was actually pretty funny, saying move in, and Aljo moves in, then gets knocked out. If you think about what Sean O'Malley did to Aljo, okay, as much as I goof on Sean O'Malley, I do have to give him props here. Let's pull this up here. We got a lot of stuff to get to, so let me try to get through this as swiftly as possible. Have to say I'd watch it too, right, Johnny Smith? Like, I feel weird about saying I would watch this. It's kind of like a passing of the torch type thing, you know, because clearly when Sean O'Malley got in the Contender Series, he was literally the new McGregor. Like, it was bizarre. Like, I remember calling up Jesse and be like, oh my God, I just saw the new McGregor. Like, I just saw it with my own eyes. Now, Sean O'Malley, thankfully, has done his own thing, right? And he's got this clown thing, and he's got the cuck thing. Whatever the hell's going on with Sean, it's working, right? He's got his look, he's got his gimmick, he's got his fan base, so everything's working out. But he's still not quite Conor level of fame, right? You can't just walk around and say, hey, who's Sean O'Malley? Not everyone's going to know. Most people know who Conor McGregor is. Maybe one day it can happen, especially if this man fights a completely washed up Conor McGregor. You know what I'm saying? I think this would definitely catapult Sean O'Malley into a status where a lot of people would know who he is. But what he did to Aljamain Sterling, and if you think about what Aljamain did to Calvin Kattar moving up at 145, I mean, Aljo dominated Kattar, and it shocked the hell out of me. I'm not going to lie. Like, I'm not surprised that Aljo won, but I'm surprised how dominating he was when he beat Calvin. I mean, Calvin looked like, Aljo looked like he was a 145er. Like, that's where he belongs, you know? And he goes in at 135 and gets starched by Sean O'Malley. So, I mean, listen, Sean's got power. He's got pop. He's a really electrifying striker. This dude really knows what he's doing on the feet. And to see him fight a guy like Conor McGregor, take my money. I would 100% like to see that. But like I said, I feel like a fight like this could only happen down the road. Like, probably we're talking maybe 3 or 4 years down the road, somewhere around there. But let me know in the chat, would you want to see something like this? Is it complete stupidity? I got to entertain anything these days because, listen, there was a time where people were saying that Conor McGregor would never fight Floyd Mayweather. And I was one of the people screaming and yelling, saying, wait, hold on a second. Actually, I was the only one at the time. I mean, if you go back 7 years or however long ago it was, if you go back to our earlier streams, I was the only one screaming and yelling, this fight's going to happen, this fight's going to happen. And sure enough, it did. I got to be honest with you, looking at this over here, if Conor McGregor does stick around way longer, I mean, he's already past his prime. I mean, I think it's obvious. I mean, who knows? Titanium shin bone, we'll see what happens with that. But, I mean, if you think his best days are clearly behind him, so, you know, he's going to be on the decline. If he does stick around and wants to have these crazy, you know, novelty fights, why the fuck not? And I see a bunch of people in the chat saying I would watch it. Let's see. What do you guys think? O'Malley smokes Conor. Whoa, the moneymaker saying right now. Are you saying right now O'Malley smokes Conor? Holy shit. I love it. Put them in BKFC. See, I wouldn't want to see that. I mean, listen, what I watch, of course, but I do want kicks. I don't want to take away the kicks. You know what I'm saying? Like, if Conor was one punch, like, I know he's got the killer left hand and yada, yada, yada. But at the end of the day, you do want to see them whimsically going after each other as well, right? You want to see the kicks involved too. Got off late, might pass the fuck out, but caught live, and that's all that matters. Let's go, Justin. Let's go. By the way, if you missed our guest, run it back with Damion Nelson. I was only going to have him on for a brief amount of time, but I don't know. For some reason, I was like, okay, I can talk to this dude. So he was actually very enjoyable. So if you missed it, run it back. Let me know what you think about Damion. I like the guy. Pointless as an MMA fan, I'll watch because it's a novelty. Yes. Is it pointless? 100%. 100%. I mean, let me just say this, though. The only reason why there is a point to it is because there was Conor McGregor, and now Sean O'Malley comes into the game, and Sean is clearly he wanted to be Conor. Like, he's admitted that Conor was a massive influence in the reason why he is where he is, right? So Sean O'Malley, and another thing I like about Sean too is he's very transparent. He basically says, yes, I am a fan. I was a fan, you know? So, I mean, I think it comes down to not student teacher, but it just seems like a passing of the torch type thing. You know, maybe if they do fight, maybe Sean O'Malley can steal the mojo from Conor, you know, that superstar mojo to the like next level mojo type thing. Because I got to be honest with you, why, and maybe, and let me know if you disagree with this, but why is Sean O'Malley still not quite what Conor was? You know, I'm talking about Conor McGregor knocks out Jose Aldo. Conor McGregor did wind up going up and beating Eddie Alvarez and becoming double champ. But why is Sean O'Malley still not quite that guy yet? Or do you think he is that guy? I mean, I still don't think he is. And even Sean O'Malley said he still has work to do to get to that level. Why? What's the difference? What's missing with Sean O'Malley that was great with Conor? I'll give you a quick my answer. I mean, on the mic alone, you know, is the difference. But if he goes up and knocks out Ilia Topuria and then gets on the mic and drops a banger, drops the mic on the floor, walks out of the cage, who knows? Maybe that could be it. McGregor had a country behind him. Yeah, that helps too, right? Conor McGregor had an entire country, not just a country, but the right country, right? There are certain countries out there that can catapult you to superstardom. And Ireland, which is not the biggest place in the world, their fan base, even a small portion of them, can take over an entire arena with the drunk shantiness of the Irish, right? I've been out in the streets dancing with these crazy Olayers, and it's a party. So you need the right country backing you, and then what happens? The United States people, the people from the U.S., people like myself are like, oh, fancy guy from another country. He's hilarious. He's knocking people out. I'm a fan. It happens a lot, right? Americans love watching foreign people do well. So, yes, you're right. So, no, see, that's another piece of the puzzle. What else we got? Can't remember a single one-liner Omalley has ever said. I tell you, but what I like about Omalley is he is self-aware. I do have to, listen, I could shit on Omalley about a lot of things, but I do enjoy the fact that he's completely self-aware. He gets it. He understands he's bad on the mic. And he probably never will be good, to be honest. Conor definitely sells better, but he also gets his ass whooped. Omalley hasn't got whooped. Well, not yet, right? O'Malley's flirting with boxers. He hasn't jumped over there yet, and thankfully not. He's flirting going up a weight class. Merab's going to be an interesting task. You know, if he blasts through Merab, puts his lights out, we have a very good conversation with Sean O'Malley that he's taken a leap forward, but he still needs something else, right? Just by beating Merab is still not gonna catapult him to superstardom. He's still gonna need probably to go up, or he needs to find a way to say something on the mic that just goes viral, I guess. I don't know. He's more accessible, his fans, than Conor was. I don't see him gaming anymore. But when he was gaming, I would say yes. I don't know if he is really. I mean, he's got his podcast. He's kind of removed. I can't get a hold of the dude, you know? And I live in the same state as him, and I can't get a hold of the dude. So, Tim, you jump in our chat again. Get a hold of the clown boy over here, or I'm just going to have to show up at the gym. Merab is like Jan's level, similar styles. Not really. I don't think they're very similar. Maybe if you're talking about size, maybe, but they're definitely not similar fighting styles. Merab is a relentless takedown machine, and if he doesn't get the takedown, what he does so well is he makes you pay even if he doesn't achieve the takedown. You know, very different than Jan. And some people think that Jan won that fight. I don't. I think Omalley won that fight, to be honest. Very close fight. I think Omalley won that fight. And boy, oh boy, him winning that fight was perfect matchmaking, perfect timing. It just worked out great for Sean. You didn't like Roadhouse. I mean, I don't know who wouldn't like Roadhouse. It was a phenomenal masterpiece. Too early to tell with Omalley. That's what exciting. Conor's former greatness is exciting. It's perfect. Man, I wouldn't mind seeing it. When I first heard it, I was like, oh, this is kind of cringe. And then I was like, I'm kind of there for it. So it's interesting. If you watch it on the replay, if you have comments that I missed, put it in the comments section when this stream is done. But I do want to know everyone's opinion on this potential super fight. And listen, we live in a day and age where we might not want to turn our backs on this because anything can happen, you know. And I mean, we've seen some crazy fights. So I do want to pivot now. I want to pivot over to the event that's happening this weekend. It's a UFC St. Louis event. Now, there's a media scrum that happened. I didn't listen to any of that stuff, so I do want to play some of the media scrum. I guess Ariel had some things on today, so maybe we'll dive down that road. We'll go into other stories as well. But there is a banger that is happening this Saturday, and it's fantastic. It's so much better than what we saw last weekend. Brazil, listen, that was just a mess. It's a mess. This, if you have the ESPN Plus, link in the description down below, well, this shit is free, and it is very good. And I don't want to hear the complaints, oh, Derek Lewis is headlining another fight. If you're complaining about that shit, well, get out! Get out! Get out! I'm always game when, even if it's a 5-round, someone's going to lay on him like Almeida did. I am always down for my balls are hot headlining a card. And listen, when you get heavyweights headlining, there is a chance. There's always a chance that it's going to suck. No, I don't have the soundbite anymore. Shit. I wish I did. I need a bigger soundboard. This fight sucks. But Derek Lewis is fun. Nascimento looks like he's ready to go. This is going to be great. Lewis is in the best shape of his life. best weight cut of his life. Like you hear this in every, like anytime someone's interviewed in a lead up to the fight, you hear the same thing over and over again. I'm kind of getting desensitized to this, but I'm looking forward to it. Look through this card over here. Nascimento versus Lewis. Now, how many people are down on this card? How many people are like, oh, I'm not into it? Because I don't know what the hell you're talking about. We're going to play a little Joaquin Buckley at the media scrum. I didn't hear that, but he's got this Ruzhabov guy. That is not an easy fight at all. Joaquim's on a surge. This dude, Ruzhabov's on a surge. Let's go. This could be the real main event right here. But this 1-2 punch, I'm in. I'm all for it. Menefield versus Olberg. Listen, I wasn't quite the firm believer of Olberg just because of his weird relationship with Izzy. I couldn't really latch onto it too much. But I got to say this. Olberg has really proven himself to be a very well-rounded fighter and a massive problem. And he's fighting at light heavyweight against Alonzo Menefield. Take my money. I'm in. And good for Menefield getting a main card spot. Diego Ferreira versus Rebecca. You got this fight over here, which is a banger. Bruce Leroy welcoming Sean Woodson to a ranking spot over here. So Alex is trying to protect his number. Alex has been, I mean, he's like a mythical creature. It's kind of crazy. I was down on him too, and all of a sudden, he's turned out to be a damn solid good fighter. From street fighting to being a UFC. I mean, this guy's got a ridiculous amount of UFC fights. And Sean Woodson, such a quirky, weird-looking dude, weird-looking fighter. Take my money. I think it's going to be a good one. And by the way, Alex Caceres getting plus money on this. I'm drooling. I'm fucking drooling right now. If I can get Alex Caceres a plus money, mybookie.ag, promo code MMA-HOLES. You got, opening up the main card, the greatest heavyweight of all time. I'm telling you, man, 5-0. This Cuban problem over here, the longest reach we've ever seen. This guy's got an 87-inch reach. He's got legs hanging off of his shoulders. This dude over here, Rebellis Despain, is fighting on the main card. This is jacked.
He was jacked.
It's a fight night. Shit feels like a pay-per-view. Am I the only one thinking this? It feels like a fuck. I don't know. Listen, I know the main event's not a pay-per-view main event, but I feel excited. Like when I wake up Saturday morning and I know this mongoloid over here with the frosted hair from Cuba is going to be fighting, I'm in. I am in, man. I saw one fight and I was like, yes, take my money. This is Ngannou 2.0. Super involved, super pumped up about this one. Very excited about this card. Looking through the prelims, Chase Hooper on top of the prelims over here. He's getting plus money. Oh, my God. Terrence McKinney against Rabovics. T-Rex getting plus money. Tough fight. But he's getting plus money over here. Tabitha Ricci, great ass. Love that. Billy Goff over here, who was supposed to come on Monday, but I didn't want to bother him. So I was like, all right, Billy, we're going to have you on next week. He's cool with that. So Billy Goff, can't wait to watch this dude compete. We're getting plus money on Billy Goff. Bet the fucking house. This kid is a G, man. He's a handsome son of a bitch, too. So he's going to get a lot of flashing in his DMs, maybe some dick pics. Charles Johnson versus Hadley. Hadley's a lunatic. Johnson is always fun to watch. So that's a good fight there. Jared Gooden versus Giussette. And then opening up the card with Dan Hardy's wife against JJ Aldrich. So phenomenal fight night. My brother-in-law is not even a UFC fan. I told Jesse, I was like, man, you should tell him, get your ass in the building. This tickets don't even look that expensive. Like, I think nosebleeds are like 100 and something. So, I mean, if you're in St. Louis, go to this fucking card. Go sit in the nosebleeds, get drunk, go to the card. Anyone in St. Louis in the chat? I mean, this is a great card. It's a great card. I'm telling you, man, I love this. As a fight night, this is fantastic. We're opening up Dan Hardy's wife. I think it looks pretty good, right? I mean, how good does that fight night look? From the card we had last weekend that was a pay-per-view to this, make it make sense. Make it make sense. And, of course, they're not going to do this in the Apex. That would be a complete waste of the Apex. The beautiful venue that is the Apex. Does this excite you more than Brazil pay-per-view? Million times more. A million, like light years more. That Brazil card was not exciting at all. Had some good moments. Don't get me wrong. Like, I had a feeling there was going to be some good moments in that card, but the excitement level was just not there. And I mean, even the way the main event played out, I mean, people were complaining about the outcome of the main event, this and that. There was no excitement for the Brazil card for me. Maybe if I wasn't paying the $85, it was a fight night, I'd be like, okay, yeah, I'm cool with it. But this one's better, man. This one's way better. Okay, let's go to the media scrum now. Let's see. Who do you want to listen to in the media scrum? Let's do this. Dun, 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 dun. By the way, guys, hit the like if you haven't done so. If you missed Damion Nelson's interview at Combat FC, perhaps, maybe, if he gets his hand raised, featherweight champion of the world. Make sure you run it back. Okay, let's do this. Okay. Let's see. Let's see what we got over here. Actually, let me do this. St. Louis. Actually, you know what I'll do? I got an idea. I got an even better idea. So we got Derek Lewis, Uriah Hall full UFC Fight Night 124 open workout. Oh my God. Remember Uriah Hall? Whatever happened to him? All right, let's go to Twitter. Let's go to Jedi. Let's see what he's clipped. We're going to go around the interwebs. Now, if there's anything in specific that you guys want to talk about in the chat, spam it so I know. Oh, Chael was on Ariel? Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Let's see. Derek Lewis. Let's see what Derek has to say.
With the TKO merger, could we see you at a WWE pay-per-view one of these days making an appearance?
What's the TKO?
The group, the WWE and the UFC merger.
Oh, okay. Yeah. We actually in talks right now. You know, we've been talking for a few months now.
He's in talks with WWE.
Supposed to go down there in February to check everything.
Oh, Ryan Garcia. Apparently he was clean. So it looks like false allegations. We'll see if we find a clip on that.
Yeah.
What was your finishing move?
How you doing? Keep out. How you doing, brother?
WWE.
It had to be something like Rikishi. You know,
we're gonna get a Derek Lewis stink face, is what you're saying?
You might see it, man. You know, somehow I like taking off my shorts, so we might see something like that. Yeah.
Do you think Derek Lewis would be a good fit in WWE? I mean, I guess he can cut a promo. No, I wouldn't care. I like Derek Lewis, but I really wouldn't care. I probably wouldn't watch that.
So you've been in the UFC for a decade now, and I believe you're heading into your ninth. That's not a bad thing. You're about to head into what I believe is your ninth main event.
You think Lewis would be a good fit? I think Sanosi is a WWE fan. I'm just going to say, I've noticed. I think Sanosi's plugged in. He just doesn't want to admit it. I have a feeling. Sanosi, if it is true, let me know. Why no love for Pantoja, honestly? I have a lot of respect for Pantoja. I bet on Pantoja, and I hit the prop on Pantoja. I think he's very, very good. And he seems like a good dad. He seems like a good human being. I just don't get, I don't get amped up for it. I don't know why. Maybe because he's flyweight, but then again, I get amped up for Cody Durden. But Cody Durden makes me laugh. He's funny, Whereas Pantoja, I don't know. I don't know what it is. Maybe if I had him on the show and I interviewed him and got to know him a little bit, maybe I would change my song and dance. But does anyone else feel that with Pantoja? Do you like Pantoja? Do you get excited for a Pantoja fight? Thank you, Jeff Tarquan, for the subscribe. Appreciate you. Yeah, I just don't. It doesn't do it for me. You're telling me you were stoked for that freaking UFC Brazil card? I would love to put you up to a lie detector test.
Event. What's been a key to
everybody keeps saying something
longevity?
different. Some people say it's my 11th main event. Some people say my 10th main event. Now it's my 9th main event.
I think so. I counted 9.
Okay, what is happening here? He's having is he flirting with her? What's going on? TKO UFC at the Sphere will be one and done. Wait, what? What is?
It wasn't necessarily built for UFC events, and it will be a one and done. We will do it one and done. That is what Dana White has told us, and he's going to make it extra special. It wasn't necessary.
Bullshit. Bullshit. What was this? So TKO, they're saying that this will be a one and done with the UFC. I call bullshit. It's just like the nonsense with the BMF belt. Oh, this is going to be a one and done. Listen, if this thing does crazy numbers, you mean to tell me Dana White's going to be like, nah, let's not go back? Like, what kind of dumb shit? Where did they clip this from? That's fucking nonsense. No one believes that. Question during Q1 2024 TKO earnings call on Holdings event at the UFC Apex. Oh, this should be interesting. Oh, I didn't even know about this.
Significant amount of events outside of UFC.
Yeah, one and dumb. That's what it's like, right? What the fuck? No one believes that shit.
Apex knows that we do hold on our campus there in Las Vegas. Those numbers have gone.
It's so quiet. Can you guys hear it?
Down meaningfully. That being said, bringing events on the road is as much about growing our fan base as it is generating income. But it's also about ensuring that we maintain certain margins and profitability profile. And there's a cost-benefit analysis for us that we view opportunity costs of doing events domestically, internationally, and holding them at Apex. And what we do in any budget cycle, as I'm sure you could appreciate, is determine the right mix, not just to generate
You guys don't hear it? Do you guys not hear that?
top-line revenue, but to ensure profitability. And those Apex events do carry the lowest cost structure for us to hold them in our home turf in Las Vegas. So I don't think we found the perfect mix yet, but rest assured that we're looking at the numbers and working to do so.
And Eric, if we're going to err on one side, we're going to err on the side of going on the road. Dana White built the UFC with Lawrence Epstein and the Fertittas of getting out city to city, region to region, DMA to DMA, and touching the consumer, right? Introducing a new sport to a global fan base. And being there, there's no substitute for that. So we are in the Apex in front of a couple hundred people. It's just not the same experience, and we're not getting that touch. And we get that feedback when we go to a city like
how long? It's just so weird. The Apex is such a weird thing because during COVID, it was like a godsend. The Apex was a magical thing. You can hear it was pure. It was raw. During a pandemic, it was a whole thing. No other sports are going on, but they had this little bubble that they would have fights at, and it was just something special. And the fact that we're in 2024 and they're still pumping out a bunch of Apex fights, it sucks. It fucking sucks, man. It's just too bad. Like, we can't just reminisce about, hey, remember the days of the Apex? How cool that was? Like, now it's just like, get this shit, drop a bomb on the Apex. It's ridiculous. I don't understand. I guess it's cost efficient.
Like Nashville. When we go to a city like Columbus, we hear about it. Long time since you've been here. There's a reason why the sellout is here and you're getting the ticket yields that you're getting. So we take that very seriously. If we're going to err on the side of on the road or kind of under our own tent in Vegas, it's going to be on the road.
Well, I hope you're not bullshitting us. We got Sonosi coming in with a deuce. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Sonosi.
Majority of my WWE fan days was 90s to mid-2000s. Me and Sausage chatted about that stuff. MMA replaced it all by mid-2000s. I will confess, I am still aware of some WWE current day shit via friends who are big into it, peeps who went to WrestleMania, etc.
Okay. Yeah, I had a feeling. You were still plugged in somehow. I got my buddy Diaper John that used to do the show with us. He claimed that he wasn't into it, but he was like the same as you. Like, he knew what was going on. He just wasn't like, it's real for me, those type of people. Anyway, hey, whatever you like. I'm not shaming you for it. Let's see. Let's see what else we got over here. Chael, I will fight Masvidal right now. Oh my God, dude.
You were asked to be the backup for this fight. Is that accurate?
Why is he talking like that?
And I don't like that word. They used a different word because there was no scenario where I would fight with Nate, and they knew that. So it was a different word, but meaning if Nate can't do it, will you take on Masvidal? And I said, absolutely, I will. And you want to know what pissed me off about that? First off, I never got the credit for it. And second, Masvidal came out and said he would do a contract to pay me my biggest bag and not throw his right hand. Now, those are just stupid things to say. to pay me my biggest bet before I ask for it now makes me.
I used to be such a big Chael Sonnen fan. Like, such a big fan. Now I can't even listen to him. What happened? Why can't I listen to him anymore? Trump Sonnen. Yeah, he does the Trump hands and all that shit. He speaks more like a politician than an actual, like, I don't know, likable person. And I'm sure he's a good dude, but what the fuck, man? What happened? This guy used to be one of the funniest motherfuckers, the best trash talk. You know? I always rooted for Chael. He's so annoying now. So annoying.
Not respect you as a businessman. I never respected him anyway, but he didn't know that. And then to not throw his right hand like he was Mr. Right Hand. And by the way, in front of everything, I accept. Please put that in the contract. Please put in the contract that you'll pay me a bunch of money and that you won't hit me with your right hand. What does he think I would turn that down? What's next? There's no way in. It's going to be limited. Like, where does this end of his stupidity? And whatever the answer is, whatever he keeps on saying, I accept, George.
Well, I do like the fact that he's shitting on Masvidal, though. I do like that.
Keep limiting yourself. I'm going to do all of those things and more. That's why they call me a cheater.
Is this a possibility post July 6th? This is a real thing, because I'm the one who said I always thought that it.
I don't know what it is, man. It makes me sad. Does anyone else feel sad, guys? Like, it makes me sad. I used to be a big Chael fan. Like, I used to really like Chael Sonnen. I don't know what the fuck happened. Chael was always funny, but also always kind of unlistenable. He said things in jest before, and now he's trying to be serious, and I can't suspend my disbelief. Yeah, maybe that's what it is. Maybe the payoff for the Chael Sonnen thing is he would talk a lot of shit, then you get a fight. You know? But I mean, it was just, he was so good at it. He was very good at cutting a promo. Even when he was annoying, he was good at cutting a promo. Now he's cutting a promo for nothing, right? It's weird. It's like he's going in reverse. I don't know. Sad Ariel's still around? No, I don't think listen, I don't give a shit. Listen, as much as Ariel annoys me, he's great for the sport. It's not like Ariel's bad for the sport. You know, he does deliver content, you know, and he gets eyes on the sport and stuff like that. And he's very successful. So I do have to give Ariel credit for that. As much as he's not my cup of tea. I got to say, he's killing it. Right. So I don't think he really gives a shit. But Chael bothers me. I don't know why. I'm happy that he's doing well. I'm happy he found a career after fighting. But man,
it was a real thing.
On everything. I told you on your show, you were out of the country and I came on. I was being sequestered in Miami because of George Masvidal. Couldn't leave my room. This wasn't a work. And I came and I found you in a chat room and you were barely reading my name. Then you said it's imposter. Then you said it's not Chael. Then you refused to say what I said. Then when you did say what I said, you weren't reading fast. And there was like 5 lines and you'd read one of them or then 5 minutes later.
Okay. Chael, there are some things out there no one knows. What I noticed too is when Chael, like, the post-fight for UFC Brazil, I was winding down the stream. I was shutting everything down, and the TV where I had the fights on started having a little Chael Sonnen and Brett Okamoto. And Brett Okamoto was talking like a normal human being, and Chael's like, like he was just like going nuts. And it's like, bro, we were talking about what happened after. You don't have to go crazy. You don't have to fucking, like, it's like, how much caffeine is this guy on? What is in his hand? He's waving something around. Is it an energy drink? Yeah, it's a Monster. Dude, he is like either coked up or on fucking caffeine. He's shot out of a fucking cannon. Dude, put the Monster down. What's going on with Chael?
Her name for you right now, and I'd like to. She seems like a nice girl. I like Logan Paul. I
notice a lot of this with YouTube too. The delivery is so fast paced, and sometimes, you know, when we're doing commentary, we get a little fast, a little speedy, we go a little crazy. But some content creators are just constantly screaming and yelling into the mic. It's like, where are you getting all this fucking energy, and why does anyone want to listen to it?
I don't know what her name is.
But who is suing you?
I'm being sued by somebody for defamation. I don't know what their name is. Is it possible?
Yeah, he does a lot of the Trump hand thing. There are some things out there no one knows. Like there's no. What is he talking about?
Can you defame somebody that you don't know? Can George Masvidal pay you the biggest bag when he doesn't have a bag and he doesn't know what my biggest is? Could George Masvidal refuse to throw his right hand and want to even put it in a contract if it was sanctioned by the California State Athletic Commission?
Oh my God. Let's see. If we were in the same room, I'd kiss you right now. All right, let's get this game.
It's just too good. If we were in the same room, I'd kiss you right now. It's just too good. I love you so much, like a brother.
I appreciate that.
Yeah,
I appreciate that. I have a staunch background, and
well, I did say to Robin Black, are we supposed to kiss right now? So me and Robin Black almost made out. We'll fight Masvidal right now. Okay, man, he's really milking this Masvidal thing. It's just, I don't know. It's fucking weird, man. Does anyone else feel like that's weird? The Chael and Masvidal beef? Like, I get it, man. Masvidal's annoying, but what are your thoughts on this? Help me out on this, because I don't know what to think. Why is he going after Masvidal? Why is Masvidal? What's happening? What's going on? There's so many things to talk about, and he's got this. Chael and Ryan Garcia, he's clean if you're talking about anabolics. Well, Chael, listen, I will say this. Chael is well-versed in the steroid conversation. He knows, and he's an open book with it. That's what I do like about Chael, so let's hear this.
Do you think he knowingly took something? Do you think
Masvidal should just put him to sleep? Yeah, I mean, it's kind of weird because I'm not really team Masvidal, but at this stage of the game, maybe I would kind of want Masvidal to put him to sleep. I don't think that would ever happen. I think Chael would just grab Masvidal, throw him on the ground, and do whatever the hell he wants with him.
It's the supplements. Okay. Please, who better than you, right? Who better than you? Tell us.
Okay, let me try to do this quickly because there's only one commonality within all the different places you look. It's not New York State Athletic Commission. It's not Garcia. It's not Haney. It's not the fact that VADA has never made this announcement, that VADA has never confirmed it, that VADA has done nothing and has no judicial authority. None of that. The one commonality.
Why is he talking so fast? What is he talking? Why is Chael talking so fast? What's happening here?
You remember that jam?
Sanosi, thank you for the 5.
UFC makes decent gate per event, but I feel splitting costs to the city and arena is why they held off. But with TKO, WWE and UFC, in top 10's businesses you think now they exploit stuff. I think UFC is doing a Saudi event this year cause WWE with Saudi Prince.
Think about this. Thank you so much, Sanosi. Hey, how about back-to-back donos from Sanosi?
Wonderful, wonderful.
UFC is going to be in Saudi Arabia. We know about that. And probably the merge, the TKO, probably did speed up that process and make that relationship work out nicely. But here's something that's even funnier. Power Slap is cleared in Saudi Arabia. And apparently Power Slap is going to Saudi Arabia. So that is a thing, too. Saudi Arabia is having all the combat over there. It's kind of nuts, man. It's kind of crazy, man. But I tell you what, I will say this. Saudi Arabia is doing some real good things for combat sports. Not just Power Slap. But, yeah, Power Slap apparently is going to Saudi Arabia. I just saw that. But when it comes to boxing, like, they have Canelo Alvarez versus, what's his name? What's the dude that they were saying? Crawford? Canelo Alvarez versus Crawford, right? That was the fight I saw? Where is it? Yeah. I mean, fuck. They put that together. Like, I am in. I am 100% in. Like, if this is happening, yes. Now we're talking. Now we're talking right here. Mwah. Yes, give this to me. I want to see this shit. That's a fucking banger if I've ever seen one. So so it says Canelo Alvarez versus Terrence Crawford is now being targeted by Turkey Al-Shakri for December/January, but this is in America. Same guy though, that Turkish guy, whatever the hell his name is. But in America, I mean, I don't give a shit where it is. Let's go. Craziness, man. Could you imagine? They put that shit together. That's a great fight. By the way, this post we put up on X. So I saw this. UFC is starting to do a thing called Muted, which we've been dying for, where it's just you mute the commentary. I want to make this very clear. I'm not here to shit on the commentary. That's that. I don't give a fuck who's on play-by-play because it means nothing to me. We're doing play-by-play on our channel. We watch the fights. We deliver the information as we see it, and we tell you guys what's going on. So whether it's good or bad commentary, I don't care. It doesn't matter whether it's Anik, DC, whoever the hell's on the commentary team. I would like to see Goldie there, so Goldie could get his farewell, whatever, but it doesn't matter. UFC put something out that's called Muted, and they're showing like pieces of events where you're hearing the cracks, you're hearing the crowd, you're hearing the corner work back and forth. It's fantastic. It's phenomenal. So I took a screenshot of this. I put this out on Twitter. If you have X, follow at the MMA-Holes, retweet this. Maybe the UFC will finally do something like this where if you pay the $80-some-odd for the pay-per-view, you can actually have a selection where you can listen. And people are like, just mute it. No. I don't think you understand, you mutants. Like, it's so weird how people are just like, just do this. It's like, no, bro, you don't understand what we're fucking saying. We're saying we want to hear the sounds of the violence. Like you're at the event, you hear the cracks of the head kicks. You're hearing the crowd going crazy. You're hearing the corners screaming back and forth. Like all those things we would love to hear. We just don't want to hear the commentary. And there's an easy way to filter that stuff out. If there was an option like that, I think a lot of people would use it. I think a lot of people would select that option. I know for sure we would. It would be fantastic. And go check it out for yourself. Muted. I don't know if this thing, it said 8 hours, so apparently it is up. But they have one that they did before. This is their second one. I guess it got good ratings, so they did another. I'm hoping eventually, if you're going to pay $80, give us the option. We can go back and forth. You want to hear the commentary? For instance, if something happens in a fight and you don't know what the hell's going on, like if there's behind-the-scenes shit that you need to hear the commentary, you could switch it back to the commentary team, listen to what's the reason. Is this a DQ? Like, what's going on here? There's a lot of things that you do want to hear with the commentary team. But for the most part, some people just want to watch the violence and watch it unbiased. If you want to score a fight, you could mute it, but you're missing the sound of the actual impact, which sways judging. Like the sound of a strike can literally sway the entire fight. You could just watch it with your eyes, but then when you watch it back and you hear the sounds of the actual strikes and say, okay, that's a pretty effective strike that just happened right there, you score it differently. I like, it's so crazy how many casual people out there are just like, just mute it. It's like, bro, you need all the senses to score a fight. How you doing, Chris O'Gorman? How you doing? Thank you guys for stopping by. Make sure you hit the like on the way in and on the way out. But yeah, man, I would love to see that. I'm hoping the UFC, what sport has that? I don't think any other sport has it, but in combat sports, you need it the most. You definitely need it the most. I would watch that in any sport. I would give it a shot, but in combat sports especially, because I like to score the fights myself. I like to, have an unbiased opinion. So hopefully the UFC listens to that shit. Anywho, let's see what else. Anthony Smith talks power slap and BKFC. Oh, fucking hell. You guys ready for this? Anthony Smith? Did he ask him about stupid fans? Okay, here we go. Well, Anthony Smith's got to be feeling pretty good, right? He got that big win against the hype train, Brazilian hype train in Brazil. So congratulations for that. But let's hear what Anthony has to say here. MMA-Holes has the best commentary. It's more exciting. I've watched both ways. Hey, thank you, Andy Banks. I appreciate it. In fairness, it's a different commentary, right? We give you a radio-style play-by-play where we're going strike for strike, blow by blow. Television commentary, the way they have it now, there is no commentary. It's just basically Anik reads ads, says a couple of things, doesn't really describe what's happening because he has the analysts talking over him and explaining positions and shit like that. So you do get a breakdown from an actual fighter, but we're painting a picture, right?
Just you and Cruz, right? And you're way more active than he is. So I can understand why fans sometimes think that, like, when you're being critical of Alex Pereira, you're doing it from like a hater standpoint. You're trying to pick a fight when you're just
they can't separate. Like, if I could ask anything of anybody, like, separate what I'm saying.
What's separating? His eyes. They're getting further apart. What's happening?
From
dude looks like his finger should light up, and he likes Reese's Pieces.
Me being an athlete me being an analyst and criticizing someone's game, because that's what I'm being paid. That's what I'm being paid to do. And I'm not saying that they aren't great here, or they do this a little bit different, or this needs some work, because that's what I'm saying I would take advantage of. I'm just looking at it from an unbiased point of view. When I'm talking about Alex Pereira, I can't say it enough times. I don't know how much more they want me to ride his dick. I think he's amazing. I think what he's doing at this level for this amount of time and this early in his career, or this short of a time period, is amazing. But I wouldn't be like, ESPN doesn't pay me to not be honest.
You know what? Oh shit! I can't believe I'm going to say this. I don't disagree. I love I love Alex Pereira. I love him. I really do. I truly like him. But I can separate myself and be real about Alex. And I think we're going to look back at Alex Pereira and be like, holy shit, that could be one of the most overhyped fighters of all time. Like, everything that was put in front of Alex Pereira, any weird judging situation or reffing situation, all conveniently fell in favor of Alex. You know, like, there was a lot of things that went his way. He's a charmed fighter. He's a very good striker for sure. And I'm sure his takedown defense has gotten better, training with Glover and the guys at Connecticut. But I'm telling you right now, I truly believe that we're going to look back and love Alex Pereira for his accomplishments, but we're going to say, oh, man, we definitely overhyped that guy. I'm telling you, we've seen it so many times. And this one, I'm kind of on Anthony Smith's side.
I have to be honest about where his skill set is, and it's a bit limited. And I don't know why that is so crazy to say.
That's
I don't
not.
know why that's crazy to me.
Fuck, I can't believe I agree with this guy. Shit, I should have never played this.
It's just because he's beloved right now. And so any criticism people are saying.
I'm using it as a way to build him up and saying, like, look what he's able to do with what he has. It's amazing. Like, now if we're talking about him as a potential opponent, my conversation would be very different.
I still think so. I still think Alex Pereira kills Smith. So trust me, I'm not saying Anthony Smith beats him, but anyway. Let's see. He talks power. He doesn't talk about. Wait, Ariel didn't ask him about the fans, about stupid fans. Like, Ariel had to ask about that. No. Huh. I don't see anything.
It's like if they offered you right now.
Did anyone sit through the full interview? Did he ask him about the fans being stupid? Someone get Tropic Tom a membership. This poor guy. Poor guy looks naked in the chat. Anthony becomes champion. Come on, stop it. Imagine Anthony Smith took Alex Pereira's hype. Dude, I tell you, man. That would be fucking nuts. Could you imagine? It would literally prove the point that I do feel that Alex Pereira is overrated. But if Anthony Smith is the guy to do it, like, Izzy kind of did it already. Izzy flatlined him. But could you imagine, like, Anthony Smith is the other guy? Oh, fucking hell, man. It would be pretty funny, right? I'd be like, oh, here we go. I might become a big Anthony Smith fan and be like, well, hey, he proved my point, so I got to ride the Anthony Smith train. Hey, listen. I've changed before. I've changed before, in my opinion, so you never know.
It's like if they offered you right now a chance to slap.
Imagine in like 5 years, like, I'm like the biggest Anthony Smith fan. All this shit I talked about this guy, and then I'm like, wow, this guy he won me over.
But you would take it in a second.
Shit.
Slap fighting?
Yeah, to say like.
That's one I'm probably out on.
You wouldn't do it one night.
Isn't it funny? We just had Ben Rothwell on, and he said he would. I mean, Ben Rothwell is a monster of a human being. And we asked him about power slap. He's like, no fucking way. No way. And Anthony Smith, I mean, he's been front row, right? He's literally catching these fucking people in power slap. He's one of the catchers. And he says, absolutely no way. It is fascinating to see. These guys are literally fighting mixed martial arts and would have no business being in power slap. What does that say about power slap, right? If these guys don't want to do it, these guys are crazy son of bitches. We just had a gentleman on, Damion Nelson, saying, hey, maybe we're just all crazy for doing what we do, right? And I really appreciate his honesty. When fighters are transparent and they're honest about how crazy it is what they do for a living, and then say, nah, I won't do that, it makes you wonder, how crazy is Power Slap?
It's like if they offered you right now a chance to slap fight, you would take it in a second.
Slap fighting?
Yeah, they would say like,
no, that's one I'm probably out on.
You wouldn't do it? One night.
Well, he's thinking.
Yeah, maybe once.
Oh,
come on. I feel like.
Oh shit, he is gonna do it. Okay.
I feel like you would relish the opportunity to do it.
I would love to bare knuckle box. I mean, I would do it all probably once for sure.
You versus Mike Perry.
I don't know about being able to.
Anthony Smith bare knuckle. You know what? Could you imagine Anthony Smith, right? He decides to hang it up with the UFC, goes on over to bare knuckle, becomes like a champion and is the next biggest thing over there. I mean, it's not impossible. You know, David Feldman's probably foaming at the mouth. I mean, he's literally tailor-made for a bare knuckle when it comes to, I don't know. I would watch.
I don't know that I could take a slap without flinching.
Really?
Like I think we're so trained and ingrained to not get hit.
Right.
I think it'd be hard to turn that part of your brain off.
Isn't it weird? Like if you hear Anthony Smith's voice, close your eyes and listen to Anthony Smith talk. Do you picture the same face? Like, can you picture the face doesn't match the voice? Listen.
Without flinching.
Really?
Like I think we're so trained and ingrained to not.
He talks like a professor. He talks like a professor at a college or something like that. But then you look at his face and you're like, what the fuck?
Not get hit.
Right.
I think it'd be hard to turn that part of your brain off.
Do you think
you get hit hard enough, I suppose the brain will go off anyways. But
maybe it's his face's fault. Maybe, you know what, Anthony Smith? Maybe that's what it is. Maybe I'm hard on you because, I don't know. It's your face. I don't know.
They would let you do a bare knuckle? Just like a one-off?
Probably not.
No,
probably not.
Who would be your dream opponent in bare knuckle?
Conor's not going to give me any money.
Who would be your
it's true, right? Conor and him, they had a thing.
Opponent.
Man, I'll go with Mike Perry would be pretty fun.
Isn't it amazing what he's doing? Like how
he's built for that shit.
It's just unbelievable.
He's built for that.
I'm just worried he's going to run out of opponents, honestly.
This is boring. But there's Anthony Smith. Okay, so that. Okay, Mike Perry. I mean, I don't know. Another boring show. All right, let's see what else we got here. Let's see what else we got a little over here. Let's go over to Happy Punch. Garcia versus Spence. Ryan Garcia said he's expected Errol Spence to be his next fight and has instructed his team to send an official offer. My goodness. What do you think about that? You like it? Damn, Ryan Garcia. Saving boxing. This fucking kid. Ryan Garcia is just dragging me into this. It's fucking nuts, man. Right? Isn't it crazy? Like, boxing might be coming back. It might be coming back around. You know, we're getting some things that are getting interesting. You know, I'm starting to get that itch again. Like, I'm starting to feel like, hey, you know, I don't hate it. I was entertained. You know, at the beginning of the Garcia-Haney fight, I was kind of like, oh, this fucking fight, here we go. But then it started kicking in, and it got good. A couple of rounds in, you know, I stopped complaining, and I was like, oh, man, it's starting to grow on me again. Anthony Smith's growing on me. Boxing's growing on me. I'm getting soft, guys. I'm getting soft. Don't worry, Mike. I'll turn my back on boxing. Boxing YouTubers made like a $15K of a $3K bet on Ryan. I tell you what, a lot of people, man. A lot of people put money on Ryan. Did all right. So don't see it's true. Jake Paul started its revival. Yeah, I mean, listen, you can't discredit what Jake Paul has done. Jake Paul has made things very interesting. And now we have this hybrid influencer boxing type thing. And you notice boxers are trying to look at it and be like, all right, I got to start becoming more influential too, on top of my skill. I got to start getting out on social media and doing shit. And if you don't, like, I mean, I don't know. It's just not going to fucking sell. Ryan Garcia sold that last fight pretty good. Sydney Sweeney will play the female Rocky, Christy Martin, in an upcoming movie. What? Sydney Sweeney, which one is she? She's got big Kansas girl. She's going to play the female Rocky. I grappled. I did kickboxing from 12 to 19. I've been itching to get back into it. A female? Do we need a female Rocky? I mean, if she's naked, maybe. I don't know. Like, what do we need? Do we need a female Rocky? Let me know in the chat. Do you guys need that? We got Apollo. We got Creed, which the first one was good. Second one, not so much. I didn't see the third. The first one I thought was very good, the Creed. Do we need it? I mean, I'm trying to think. Like, what was that movie? There was a movie with Hilary Swank. What was her name? She was in a female boxing movie, and it got like Academy Awards. I don't remember what it was about. Naked Rocky would be good. Nude? Yeah. All right. So one's in the chat if you want Sydney Sweeney nude. $1 Million Baby. Yeah, that did pretty well, right? Yeah, maybe you could pull it off. No matter what, though, it's going to be, everyone's going to say the woke Rocky. That's what they're going to turn it into. You know? No matter what, no matter how good it is, you're going to have people fucking losing their minds. You know? If she's naked, I'll watch it. Yeah, this is kind of crazy. This is where Tim was screaming. I can't really show it, but he was telling Aljo to move in. Ryan Garcia is going to rip Conor McGregor's arm off.
What's his problem? Didn't he run away from drug tests? Like, this dude's a clown. He just got off his rocker. He fucking did a bunch of cocaine. Fuck him. Fuck him. I will beat the fuck out of him. See, I don't even want to be mean to him. Like, we were cool. But now all of a sudden he woke up and chose violence. What's up? I'm like, I don't dodge smoke from nobody. I will beat the fuck out of Conor McGregor. I will rip his arms off complete by myself with just one hand. Fuck him, dude.
You know, I mean, when fighters are talking shit, I just want them to fight. You know? Like, once you start talking shit back and forth, it's like, okay, they're fighters. Can we see them fight now? So I hope Conor fights Garcia. This is hysterical. Did you see this? Dana White was in New York, and a FedEx guy was... I wouldn't be... Listen, I've been there. So watch this.
FedEx. We'll get your shit there, but we'll fuck it up.
I've been here. Watch this guy. There you go. Toss it in, baby. Dude, I have a video. My buddy that worked with me, he sent me a video of him throwing a package in one of the delivery trucks. It's the funniest thing I've ever seen, but I feel horrible for the person that's packaged. I mean, he throws this thing so hard. It smashes across that truck. I was like, oh my God. And the only way you would find this funny is if you have done this for a living. If you've done this for... Now, if you're watching this as a person that likes to buy things online, you're probably like, oh my God, this is fucking horrific. I can't watch this, right? But if you've done this for a living, you know what it's like. It's like you get to a point where they beat you down to a point where you're just like, fuck life. And this guy's at that point. Look at him.
My boy don't give a fuck.
Dana White's sitting in his comfy. He's getting like chauffeured around while this guy's tormented. Look at him flinging around like a frisbee. Man, I've been there. I'm not gonna lie, I've been there. Oh shit! You train after Taco Bell? Let's go. He was high as fuck when he fought Devin Haney. Oh my God!
If I was on steroids, I would have been in way better shape. It was literally drinking every day, smoking weed every single day. I didn't stop, not even till the fucking day of the fight. Drink, and I got in there high as fuck, and I beat his ass. I was a walk in the fucking park. I had a harder fight.
Oh my God, he's like a young John Jones.
It's in sparring, bro.
Really?
It was not hard at all.
So
and even Devin was like, I've never been outclassed that much, that easily. Bro, steroids didn't help that, brother. If I was on steroids, I would have been in weight.
Okay. Gervonta Davis wants to fight Floyd Mayweather. Wasn't he like, didn't Floyd bring this dude up? Gervonta Davis wants to fight Floyd Mayweather and believes he would be the toughest opponent for him right now.
You've spoken about new
Floyd is 43.
deal, 7-fight
You're like in your
deal. What type of names are we talking about in those 7 names?
Floyd Mayweather is fighting John Gotti III. How you doing, Jay? What's going on, buddy? Who's in the chat right now? How you doing? Why would you say that, though? Even if true, John Jones has a bent box. He hung out with 200 joints before the fights. Broids makes you soft. He's not fighting boxers in their prime. Man, what is this?
Paul Stevenson.
Yeah.
Ryan Garcia.
Yeah.
Devin Haney.
Yeah.
Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah.
Your wife. All right, I don't care about this. Here we go. Here's Sean on Conor. Yeah, he looks like a young Howard Stern.
Oh yeah,
an LGBTQ Howard Stern.
Oh yeah, fuck Conor. Yeah, fuck Conor, man.
It's like a fucking. He looks like a Jewish gopher. He looks like he's popped his head out of a fucking hole in the dirt.
Oh yeah, fuck Conor.
It's like fucking. He should be in Caddyshack.
Oh yeah, fuck Conor.
Oh, fucking hell, dude. Oh, my God. Oh, fucking hell.
Oh yeah, fuck Conor. Yeah, fuck Conor, man. He just went on a little tweet rant, fucking booger sugared up, talking shit. I thought he's out for a spar. I'm like, bro.
This is why we just had a whole conversation right after the interview about Sean O'Malley and Conor McGregor. If you just come getting in late, you missed it. Run it back. But this is why he's not a superstar. He's a fucking Jewish gopher. I don't know, like he's a weird ass dude, man.
Fucking booger sugared up, talking shit. I thought he's out for a spar. I'm like, bro. I was more sad than mad. I'm like, God.
When Aljo watches this, do you think he just punches himself in the face? He's like, I can't fucking believe this guy knocked me out. Aljo's probably killing himself.
Now I cannot wait to see Michael Chandler absolutely just sleep. I'm turning up. I'm changing up real quick. Fuck Conor. Idols turn to rivals. He obviously was probably on some good amount of fun stuff. I think the tweet got deleted pretty quick. But it is.
Yeah, Sean's still a fan. He's still a fan. What the hell is this? Gervonta and Devin Haney go outside Vegas nightclub. I've been there. I've been outside a Vegas nightclub. Except for the minus the N-word stuff. I didn't use that. All right. Parry punch is pretty good. Derek Lewis says Joaquin Buckley can headline UFC St. Louis. I would love to go 3 rounds.
I don't know why I'm keying main event.
Ah, fucking hell, man. Can't play the music. Would love to play the music. 155-pound champion Islam Makhachev almost breaks high score 1 punch. Wow. Yo, Islam is going to kill Dustin, guys. Like, annihilate Dustin Poirier. Wasn't he supposed to be on Ariel? Did he get on Ariel? Islam is going to hurt Dustin, man. Wow. That was a weird swing, though. Watch this swing. It was very whimsical. Watch this. Wow, look at that. High score king. 973. Very impressive. Yeah, I feel like it would be a great story to see Dustin finally win the actual belt. right off into the sunset. He says he's going to have his daughter cage side. When we were speaking to Damion Nelson, he was saying that he doesn't like family going to the events. All I was thinking about was like guys like Dustin Poirier is going to have his daughter cage side. Like, why are you going to add that to yourself? Like, to the pressure. What's this? You realize I didn't fail the test now. No substance. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Praise God. Ryan Garcia. Nobody talking. Devin testing positive for Diddy's D supplement. That's messed up.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Okay. Man, Ryan Garcia is everywhere. Why? Joaquin Buckley checks into the Fighter Hotel ahead of his UFC St. Louis. Okay.
Y'all got y'all room? No, y'all good? Y'all cleared? Y'all cleared? Yeah.
Can I play that song? I guess I can.
Yeah, man. You know, they ain't had no money, y'all. Yeah, he gonna make some money though. Come Saturday, y'all. All right.
I tell you, listen, I'm glad Joaquin Buckley's having a good time, but my goodness, what's up with this guy? What's up with this dude, man? What's up with Joaquin Buckley? What's happening with this guy?
My man coming from Uzbekistan.
He's got to be the corniest black guy I've ever seen in my life. Like, this is the corniest motherfucker I've ever seen in my life. It just so happens he is jacked and could knock people's lights. I mean,
He gonna make some money Saturday, but unfortunately he gonna make half his money because he ain't gonna win. All right, he ain't gonna get no winning bonus, but he gonna get the 10K. I'm just checking in. Yeah, I ran into old buddy here in the hotel. You know I had to come and see my boy. ID, my bad, baby.
What is happening here?
75 a night?
Yeah. They ain't had that money. My man, Nurse told he ain't had that money. I was gonna front him real quick, but his coach got him though. He's good. You know, he ain't had no money on him. That's poor child.
Insert.
I got an errand boy.
We got that good tap, you know.
What am I watching? What the hell am I watching? He's just checking into the hotel. $75 a night.
We got that good tap though. Not like my buddy though. He broke out here. He ain't got no money. He ain't had no $300. Boy, he had $300, man, to put on the room.
Lefty Looney, what are you saying? I can pay to show my ugly head on your chat, Moss. Yes, you can. Sure can.
Po child, literally po child. Boy, the definition of po child. It's all right though. He gonna make some money come Saturday, but he ain't gonna make a full check. I'll tell you that. What up?
I have no idea what I'm watching. I'm completely clueless. So Aldo is back in the rankings at number 8. Wow. Jose's right back in the mix, huh? You think the UFC re-signs him? He looked great against Martinez. He looked phenomenal. This is more of that Omalley McGregor stuff. Let's see. Merab Dvalishvili absolutely cracking on the pads. Coach John Wood. Let's check this out. Is he in Vegas or yeah, it looks like he's not at Law. That's a good fight, man. Shout out to Omalley for taking the challenge against Merab.
Master, Sean, I'm coming for you. Be ready. I'm here in India training.
Oh, India, damn.
And I will knock you out, mother. Boom.
Derek Lewis catches woman lacking in 4K during Houston Astros game. What's happening here? What's going on? There's no sound. Did she? No. Ah, come on. Stop it. Oh my God. Dude, that's so fucking funny. You look at him. Dude, this guy is so fucking funny. Panthers up 6-1. Oh boy. How the turntables turn. That's a few years old. Holy shit, man. That's so fun. I've never seen that. That's fucking hilarious. The Coke section. That's very funny. Noya and you retains his undisputed bantamweight title against Louis Neary with 6-round knockout in front of 44,000 plus fans. Let's check this thing out. Oh, you hear that? See, this is what I'm saying. Listen. See, this is what I'm fucking saying. I want to pay $80 for the. I don't want to pay $80 for the pay-per-view, but if I have to, get rid of the commentary, and I just want to hear the pop, 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 pop. Oh, you hear that? Oh, yeah. See? Give me that. Oh, man, it's beautiful. Beautiful. Oh, that place is going berserk. Whoa, that sounded beautiful. That's fucking carnage right there. Ba, ba, ba. Ooh, man. Yeah, that's sweet. Man. Looked fake? Wait, what looked fake? The Coke, you think? You think that was staged? It might have been.
Ah, super chat.
I want Bilal in Gaza.
Gay.
Thank you. All right. Let's go. Thank you. I want Bilal in Gaza. Joaquin Buckley and a Merab Dvalishvili dance-off. Let's check it out. Oh, can't do that. What's Merab doing? Oh, I love when he does that dance. Look at him. Look at this guy. What the fuck is he at, Grimley? Oh, my God. Look at it. What's happening? Oh, yes. How do you not love Merab's dance? Corey Sanhagen versus Nurmagomedov. It's happening, baby. All right, what else is going on? Anything else? Did I miss anything? What else is going on? Invicta? Is that even still a thing? I haven't. Tanya Evinger defend the belt, throws up, and then kisses Laura. Oh, remember this?
Throwing up in a bucket. This is something that Tanya has done.
Yeah, we've seen that before. Hold on.
Invicta FC.
All right, yeah. Here she goes. She's gonna go in for the dyke kiss. This is old school. I remember this. Here she goes. Oh my God, it's so fucking funny. This never gets old. She fucking puked. She hurls, and then she fucking puts her right on Sanko's lips. I gotta be honest with you. I've been there. I've been on the receiving end of a puke. I didn't know they puked, but I've been on the other end of that. I found it afterwards. Oh, Laura. See, this is, you want to know how she got the job? You want to know how she got the job with the UFC? This is how she got it. She had to kiss a puking lesbian. That's the good old days. Yeah, that's an oldie but a goodie. Back then, you know, when people were to say, hey, Laura Sanko is going to be a commentator in the UFC, a lot of people were like, yeah, all right, whatever. Cody Durden, what is he doing? You getting ready, bud? Cody Durden's getting ready. UFC flyweight. Okay, get him back in there. I hope he gets on that card. By the way, Peyton Talbot getting on that UFC 303 card is fire, man. That's such a banger of a prospect fight on 303. Oh, yeah, let's talk about this. Did you guys see the Conor poster? I put a poll up. I need you guys to vote on this puppy. Which probably screwed us up for tonight because I did the community post before we went live. Probably not the smartest thing to do to ruin the algo, but it doesn't matter. Go give this thing a vote over here. Which is the worst Conor McGregor poster? I think by putting this up before we went live kind of fucked us. So hit the like on this. Go vote on that. I don't know. Go back and forth. But it's weird. It's like they purposely put the worst possible Conor McGregor posters up there. And they're just like, well, he's going to sell. You know? People are going to buy it, so we don't have to really try. Look at this poster. McGregor Chandler. What do you guys think about this? June 29th on pay-per-view. This is the official poster that has popped out. Maybe it changes before we get there, but it looks like this is what they're going with. What do you guys think? Are they trying to make us not want to see this fight even more? Like, what's happening? I had just the only sneeze. Ooh, that was quite the sneeze. What do you guys think? What do you rate this poster? Out of 10, 10 being a phenomenal UFC masterpiece of a poster. And then you got this thing over here. Horrendous, weak. The fuck are they doing? I don't know, man. But it's like, look, it's like almost all of Conor's fights. Look at these posters. We put together a whole array of posters here. You can just keep going. I mean, UFC 264 was trash. 303 is trash. UFC 229 was trash. They put the flags in their eye, and it looked so bad. And that was Khabib Conor. That was like a mega event. This one over here, actually not terrible. I can, like, didn't look like they put much effort into it, but still, I didn't hate UFC 202's poster compared to these. These to me were like the worst. But yeah, get your votes in. I'm curious. Right now, what we got? We got like 600, almost 700 votes on this. You got UFC 303 with a big lead, commanding lead. In number 2, UFC 264. Wow, the Khabib 229 has the least amount of hate. I think 202 is better than 229, to be honest. It just kind of it looks better from afar. 264 is pretty fucking bad. Like, I feel like 264 could possibly be the worst one. This one here is just like, they didn't even try. They literally didn't even try. At least this, they tried something. This didn't even try. Yeah, so what do you guys think? Still not seen 229? Still not, what do you mean still not? You didn't watch, don't even say you didn't watch 229? Is that what you're saying? Oh my God, dude. That was like one of our biggest nights. It's because they can't, I thought it was a crazy night. They can't bail. It didn't win a Connor's on the card. All the retard casuals always buy. You don't have to be creative. Yeah, I guess, yeah, they just don't even try. Like, it's weird, right? Isn't it weird? Like, what would happen if they tried? They just rely on Connor's star power. It's crazy. Wow, Duke, you haven't seen 229 as a whole. Wow. Sync it up with the MMA-Holes live stream. Watch it back. I was peak ole. Boy, people still to this day go back to that stream and want to literally crucify me, like all the Khabib fans. And then I've redeemed myself when I jumped on the Islam bandwagon. I've totally redeemed myself and became a superstar with the Muslim community. But yeah, I went hard. Jesse was hard on the Khabib train. Here's Terrence McKinney getting ready for his big fight coming up this weekend. Josh Emmett's evolution into a vampire. Elf. This card is a fire card. Here's Matt Frivola. Bunch of dogs on this card. Yeah, man. Yeah, this card is really good. Yeah, a lot of people complaining about the poster. I'm so tired of this shit, bruh. The biggest fight of the year, and you didn't even go crazy on the poster. Well, like I said, I think this poll shows you they haven't had a solid Conor poster since, I think Conor Poirier 2 was a pretty decent poster. It was okay. I didn't put that on here because that wasn't a shitty one. But if you look at these 4, they've mailed it in on a lot of Conor fights. So I think a lot of people forgot about that. Errol Spence, what's up? This can't be real. Is this real? What? This is not real, is it? This is photoshopped, correct? Ilia Topuria? Is that real? GQ? Hold on. That's not real. That can't be real. Let's see. It's not real. I can't. I see YouTube videos of him with GQ. Oh shit, it is real. Oh! Oh my God. It makes me dislike him even more. Like, I don't know. I just can't. I just don't get the Ilia Topuria thing. I don't get it. It's real. Oh my God. I don't understand it. Ilya's that one's kind of gone over my head. He looks good. Like he looks like a solid fighter, but I just don't get like why people are. That's real. That's fucking real. I thought they were trolling. Oh my God, Jake Hadley, look at this dude. Oh my, he looks so sickly. This is what happens when people fight at 125. It just shouldn't happen. It should be illegal. What else we got? Here's Pantoja. Does anyone beat Pantoja at 125 in the UFC? Yeah. Cody Durden. But they won't fight because they're friends. Here's an old school pick. Not too old, if you think about it, but there is Conor and Sean. And like I said before, Sean is actually the bigger guy. Not like wider guy, but he's the taller guy. I think Sean is like 5'10", 5'11"-ish, somewhere around there, 5'10", 5'11", whereas Conor's 5'9". So if you're looking at just height, although Sean's reach, I think Conor has a longer reach, 74. I think Sean's like, what, 72-ish? What is Sean O'Malley's reach? I'm actually curious now. Sugar Sean. What's his reach at? We need that one girl. Yeah, he's 5'11". So he's taller. Yeah, so technically Sean is the actual taller guy. 72, yeah. Oh, I'm pretty good with my reach. I know my reach. I know my fighter's length. Yeah, Duplessis went on he went on the what's this show called? Oh fucking hell. The Masked Singer, right? Is that what it's called? Now, he's not the first UFC fighter to do this. Michael Chandler's done this. For those who don't know. But it's so funny, like I guarantee they didn't figure out who it is. Wait, where is he? I don't know. Anyway, that's Duplessis. Anything else? All right. Anything else you guys want to talk about? I went 2 hours and 22 minutes. I was actually going to make it a short stream tonight, but we had a really fun guest to talk to. I enjoyed talking to him. If you missed it, Damion Nelson is his name. Combat FC number 7. He's fighting for the featherweight title. So go run that back. What else? Whatever else we spoke about, let me know in the comments what you thought about that. And I appreciate everyone stopping by. Make sure you hit the like button, of course. Back live on Wednesdays. What else? So the schedule now is basically we'll do a live stream on Wednesday. We'll do a live stream on Friday and Saturday for all the fights. Mondays will be upload day where I have fun. Make sure you go on over to our gay upload and make sure you comment and put a like on that puppy. Throw it in the algo. Put a vote on the community post. Put a comment section down over here for that as well. I appreciate that. Thank you, Jamie. Thank you, Ninja Choke. Thank you, Ronan. What about Conor versus Garcia? Yeah, take my money. Like when Conor is done and he does the novelty boxing shit, let's go. I would like to see that, sure. Conor gets very tired. Round 1, says Ronan. Thanks, Moss. Bye, all. Freedom guy. All right, guys. Thank you guys for stopping by again. Seriously, thanks you to the donators as well. We'll fook off on a Friday. Tomorrow, we probably will be live for the Ranger game. I've been having a lot of fun on Gummy Gang. The Rangers are undefeated in the postseason. I have been having a blast. And I've been so happy that the Rangers just keep winning. It's been 30 years since they won, like literally 30 years since they won the Stanley Cup. So I've been very happy about that. Got my Rangers blue on right now. So if you're a hockey fan, good luck to your teams. But Rangers are on a roll. And tomorrow we'll probably Gummy Gang it with that. All right, guys. I'll see you on the next stream. Remember this, friends. Don't be an a-hole. Hold on. What do I want to play? I was going to play another song. Let's play one of these. Don't be an a-hole. Be an MMA-hole. Good night, guys.
Hit that like, 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 hit that like. The MMA-Holes going to infect you like a virus. Ground and pound that like. Hit it. Hit it. Hit that like to the eye.